will Team Secret deny them the Doom? Or will they challenge them for it? A preemptive ban already on the Lich, which is a bit peculiar to me, but they are going to ban the Doom. That question answered.
There's also Alchemist still available, not that he's been super popular this
but
tournament.
they've been picking the Radiant Shadowfiend a lot for Super in the years.
But why do you think they keep going back for the Shadowfiend? I don't look at Super Shadowfiend like, whoa, you know, very scary. But is it just enough to get the job done?
It's enough to get the job done, and I think the other reason is also because it's very rare that you have a mid hero that can actually be like a position 1 hero. They basically draft 2 team because they have an SF in middle lane. And because you're able to farm the jungle so efficiently, it doesn't really affect the safe lane's carries farm too much when you have the Shadowfiend on the Radiant side.
So first pick of the game is going to be the famous Vici Gaming Undying here. Has been played up pretty frequently, of course, from Daryl himself in that op, but otherwise a flexible pick here. Vici Gaming could always look to follow it up with another Bruiser, Spirit Breakers out there and available. Secret, maybe they go for an early Darkseer grab here?
Maybe even a Gyro, though.
Ooh, early Gyro. Ember Spirit, though, an Eternal Envy favorite.
I don't think I didn't expect Undying to be picked first by Vici, though, but after seeing the series yesterday versus VP, they realized that Undying is actually super crucial in the hands of Pilot Eye and sustaining and winning those early team fights.
And there were a few games as well that have been using Undying plus Gyro to farm the stacks very, very early with the Tombstone.
We could see anything here. I mean, if this was back at MLG, they would follow this up with like a Night Stalker secure for themselves, but it's not something that a lot of the Eastern teams have been pulling out. We've seen them go very early for a Meepo grab, a second pick at that point, but this is a new tournament. It's a new meta, after all. I'm curious what kind of priorities they're going to be putting on here. Even maybe an early Wind Ranger is something Weehaw loves to get and can be pretty nice against the Undying. Or maybe just a classic Puppy Dazzle.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, remember the eHome series where they utilized Undying to punish the Ember in the same. Ember is very weak in the first few levels, and Undying +1 could be a combination that actually disrupts the Ember's early laning phase a lot.
So what do you think, what's left out there in Vici Gaming? What would be the best dynamic duo of Undying +1 against the Ember? Is it like a Spirit Breaker then?
Spirit Breaker or the Wind are good choices.
Well, it's a Wind Ranger. Very good against the Undying. A Weehaw favorite here. Both the cores, and there's the Alchemist. Vici Gaming, gonna grab it up. Okay, we're going to have an Alchemist game now. So how much emphasis does Team Secret need to respect this?
They did run this combination with the right, the last time we saw these heroes from them.
Didn't that get patched, though?
Ooh.
But you can still do the double tombstone thing.
That's right.
You can't farm with the Grio's Grip, but you can still double tombstone. It's still very strong.
Do Secret ban that Morphling?
They banned the 8 already. I mean, it's also because of the Alchemist, but
yeah.
Whether they want to go back for the Morphling. Because the way they play is they run him as an off lane, then the Alchemist will actually buy the Aghanims for the Morphling, so he can actually use onto the Undying.
We're not going to get to see it.
No.
Secret done the research. The thing is with that trio, I noticed, though, it's a long build-up to get everyone all those and get the Alchemist, you know, prepared for.
But it's so scary, though.
It's very scary. But nonetheless, they can always fill that slot with something else, and means that, you know, Ice will be probably taking that Undying, if not having the option of the Morphling thereafter. But how about getting maybe some sort of bodyguards or bruiser out with the rune situation? I'm sure Vici Gaming are going to put a lot of emphasis on securing the bounties for Super.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker would be good for them. They have Undying already.
I feel like Spirit Breaker is really hard to execute versus these two heroes in particular. I think you need something a little bit more reliable, like, you know, Disruptor or even Lion.
I mean, he's really good in the Undying versus the Ember, but I see your point that you can't really charge and get reliable lockdown versus the Wind Ranger and the Ember Spirit. Heroes that are very mobile.
Because as we saw Team Secret play yesterday, they kind of avoided the first like 10, 12 minutes of the game, and if you have a Spirit Breaker that doesn't really move around, it's kind of a wasted pick. So generally he's pretty good at, like, yes, he will start out the fight. Ember Spirit is just so hard with chains and whatnot. He's not a guaranteed initiator.
I'm sure Secret do have something in mind. This isn't their first road. The Alchemist, it's something they had experienced a lot at ESL 1 and even MLG, so I'm sure they have something prepared.
Probably one of the 3 defensive supports. So Dazzle, the Naga Siren. Naga Siren's a popular pickup for them against the Undying. And then it's also, I think, pretty good against Chemical Rage, so you can kind of wear him down in that aspect, as well as safeguard versus Ember Spirit, but I think one of those three is just generally a safe support for Secret that doesn't really give too much away. Ideally, you'd want that Ancient Apparition versus this double heal. That's not going to be.
Wyvern's also a defensive support that is out there.
They don't pick Wyvern.
Oh, they pick a Bane, though.
Yeah.
Something that Secret love to go for, a lot of the Western teams love to go for. Very good in the lane, being able to zone back. Is this to kind of assist a bit with the Ember Spirit in his safe lane?
Yeah, you really. I think like Winter Wyvern's a little bit too weak at trying to zone out an Undying. The Arctic Burn is just way too long of a cooldown for a highly aggressive hero.
And it's harder for Undying to like push back the compared to the Wyvern. Bane has very good stats. You have Brain Sap at level 1, so you have a lot more presence in the lane compared to the Wyvern.
You know who's kind of creeping through this draft? Could be snagged up here is the famous Misery Slardar. Oh, respond? That's an FY Rubik.
Oh dear. I still have to worry for them though. Like these few heroes are actually quite weak versus Broodmother, and Broodmother is still in the pool.
Darkseer was banned out too. Vici might actually.
Secret also play it. Misery plays a pretty damn good Broodmother.
Like Undying and Rubik is not going to do anything versus the Brood.
But isn't there something for Alchemists to kind of get all that extra sweet farm against a Brood? You have the Acid Spray plus the Greed.
But you're very weak in the first few levels versus the Brood though.
That is true. Bounty Hunter, going to be picked up, a Pili Die special. And someone who could prove to be a bit of a nuisance roaming around the lanes, being a part of that, you know, the bounty situation.
I think it's really important for them to have a hero like Bounty or NS because against Alchemist mid, you want to have a hero that can infiltrate the enemy jungle to place wards and, you know, try to steal his stack. I think it is really important to have a hero like this.
Yeah.
So it's just a general idea why Secret actually picked the Bounty versus the Alchemist.
But on
here.
the flip side, their team fights like extremely with these two supports and then the Ember Spirit.
Very single target focus. They're looking to get a pick off here and there, maybe use map vision to try and split push. Head-on team fight is very difficult. It's Undying.
Hey, that's a new hero. Jakiro coming up here for Vici Gaming. What's the significance of the Jakiro here? I know him to be more of a tanky support. Great at lane harassment with the liquid fire. Very good at taking down structures.
They're going to pressure the Ember though. I think Undying plus Jakiro dual lane against the Ember. Since you have the bounty roaming, so it's all lane support for the Ember. So 2 hero versus 2 heroes. Ember Bane versus Undying Jakiro. Ember's going to have a very hard time in the laning phase.
Secret pull a last-minute lane swap and get something for Misery to go to the safe lane at the top and put something more to the bottom with the Ember? And try to just
ideally,
change
that's
it
what
up?
you want to do.
Yeah, I think it could be something that fits their lineup very well here. Like, it's going to allow them to split push better, and it has very strong laning presence, so you have to, you know, commit a lot of to try and deal with the Broodmother.
But at the same time, you can just push down their towers though with the Jakiro early and kind of just ignore the Brood because I think they can actually push faster if you have a hero on Brood defense. You don't have to win the Brood, you just have to make everyone else really
and
weak.
they have last pick, right?
So, so I don't think it's a great option for them right now.
So what about just the classic Slardar? It doesn't really
Slardar
add a whole
ban.
team fight. Oh, he was first ban. What am I talking about here?
I think they need a slightly more team fight though. I think like,
I think they need team fight. Maybe like do they pick Beastmaster for him?
not very often.
No.
Clock's been banned out.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him play Beastmaster. Heroes like I see him play like a lot of Brood, Prophet times, Slada a lot, Clockwork as well. All those heroes are not available.
There's still what, like
A Spirit Breaker maybe, but doesn't feel like it's.
That doesn't
not
add
sure.
a lot to their team fight either.
still like Shaker, maybe Sand King, something like that.
Do they get a Mirage along with the Bane?
I mean, it could even be offlane Bounty Hunter, but
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, that'd be fun.
definitely need more team fight though.
But I
lot
think
to
they
guys.
need the bounty to roam around and play Sword the Alchemist.
Oh, the Mighty Magnus coming out here. This is it's a crowd favorite. Big RPs, big team fight.
Tough versus Rubik though.
Yeah, but
Really tough.
they have the Ember Spirit though, so Ember Spirit is really strong with this sort of lineup, and they can stack Ancients and allow Envy to actually be much more farm in the game.
It's a lot around the ultimate though. If you don't get that kind of initiation, you know, things can go into a quick disarray.
I feel like the Empower is very. It's not only about the ultimate. The Empower on the Wind Ranger is something, you know,
That's true.
that can actually change a lot of the potential of the solo kill. Like Wind Ranger can get a lot more solo kills because of the Empower.
Well, now we look to Vici Gaming, their last pick, and what I imagine their burning hero here, with Jug already being banned out and Queen of Pain. What do you think?
a hero that can kind of be strong in it by itself. Like, you know, it's not something like a Spectre who can just get pressured by the bounty hunter. Like Gyro is a safe pick. It's probably like their backup pick if they can't think of anything. And then he can also just do extra well versus Magnus. What other heroes? I don't really like Anti-Mage too much here.
Nah, Mage might be too slow though, and there's Bane to control you in team fights.
And it's not particularly great versus Ember or Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
Spectre, I think, is too weak in lane. Luna's a little bit too weak in lane.
Do you like the Slark here?
I would say Slark, but we haven't seen Burning play too much Slark.
He probably doesn't play that.
Yeah.
I am getting a feeling we might see him play
Different.
pretty new. Yeah, something we have not seen Burning play in a while.
Maybe a safe lane Alchemist? I'm not sure though.
You kind of want an MKB carrier.
They can
too,
still go back
in
for the
later game.
SF and go Alchemist.
That's true. That's true.
Then they have like a very solid double core. Oh.
How did we forget Gyrocopter?
Did you a safe pick?
Yeah, Ben mentioned
We've been
it's a
seeing
safe
him
pick.
all throughout the tournament. All right, Gyrocopter here.
So it's going to be Gyro on the Jack Hero. Exercise will be handling the Jack Hero, so it'll be a support Undying. I guess it'll be a dual lane with the Undying plus Jack Hero. Rubik plus Gyro will be at the safe lane. Their lanes look really strong though. Their off lane and safe lane are very, very strong. Magnus might have a very hard time getting too much out of that lane.
I think it's all about the bounty hunter, though. What can he do in the
Yeah.
first 10 minutes? If they like shut down the Gyro, it's going to be so difficult for Secret. Or if they like steal their
I think the
stacks.
bounty needs to do. He needs to pressure the Alchemist. He needs to place wards for the stacks. He needs to try and help the Magnus a little as well. So I'm not sure though. He has a lot of stuff that he needs to help his team on.
For his own team.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, Ancients again. Maybe the Magnus can stack the Ancients.
So a lot of weight on the shoulders here for Pylite Eye and his bounty hunter. It looks like it'll be Secret who need to come out strong. But this is it. We're going to begin now our winner bracket final best of 3 matchup. It's Vici Gaming going against Team Secret. Let's go ahead and throw it now over to our casters. It's going to be Gods and Odie Pixel. Please, gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Dakota, and a big welcome here at the stadium and everyone that's tuning in online. We've got Secret versus Vici Gaming, of course, starting any second. We've just got a quick pause at the moment, but Gods, what a couple of lineups we've got here. And the ship knows the fact that we're going to see Misery Magnus. We're going to see the players come out from them. We've got the classic, the Gyrocopter that we know that VG is so strong with. We're going to see, this is going to be a one that's a fan of Dota 2.
Yeah, Vici Gaming have just gone to their kind of classic picks they've been running the last week, stuff they're comfortable with. It's been proven to succeed. They unfortunately don't get the Morphling. Any teams are going to let them get the trifecta of the Morphling, Alchemist, as well as the Undying, but this is a good alternative. So, Secret, Magnus, you mentioned it. That's kind of the X-Factor pick. We have not really seen much of this tournament at all and have not seen in Misery's hands, so a very unpredictable pick as far as how it's going to fit into the overall draft.
Absolutely. And at the same time, though, I feel like it's going to be good because we know how good Misery's been playing this land. We've seen him on Slardar a lot, but this is the man who knows exactly when to initiate and when not to. Every time jumping in with the crushes, it's going to be the same story and with the RPs. And if you can trust him with the crushes, you can trust him with an RP. You know that the RPs are going to be big this game. Misery's going to look for the perfect opportunity to use them. But at the same time, Vici's team fight, the fact that they're going to have the classic Undying Fenrir, they've got everything to throw back at the side of Secret when they jump in with the Magnus.
Yeah, and we get an FY Rubik.
Yeah.
I mean, what more could you hope for? Rubik versus Magnus. This is one of those amazing matchups in any team fight. And you know, sooner or later, if this game goes on long enough, FY will get his hands on that.
There's going to be RP steals, I am sure. And there's so many nice spells for steal as well. The fact that he's playing against a Bane, you know, someone that you're going to be able to take the Fiend's Grip away. Even like just heroes, like if he's able to get the track from the Bounty Hunter, just having that extra bit of gold, it's, I don't know, this is hard to call. Obviously the panel as well, a lot of people feeling that VG Gaming, they're kind of hitting their stride, but at the same time, Secret's just been looking so strong this LAN. It's going to be a very, very close series, and I'm really glad that this will be today, because if there was going to be a matchup that we want to see 3 games of, it would be Vici versus Secret.
Yeah, and a possible preview of the grand finals as well, unless one of the other teams remaining Liquid, as well as eHome in the lower bracket, but right now these are the 2 teams playing the best, in the best form, and looking like they're most likely the grand finals win or lose this series.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think just both the lineups of a whole from both sides have been playing absolutely bang on. I mean, people obviously make jokes for and such, but he's been playing really well this LAN. We saw his Gyrocopter's performances the other day, and the fact that VG obviously up here
I think Super stepped up his play a lot in the mid lane. They had a rough group stage. They got 3 draws on day 1, but Super's individual play, he's proving himself a mid player. Something in the past where he was known for playing like the more boring, slow-paced tempo controllers, where he wasn't playing. He's not even necessarily playing flashy heroes anymore even now, but he's still performing well, keeping up the farm. We saw there some of just his stats, and he's really been up there and been a key part of Vici Gaming's success.
Yeah, absolutely. And we heard as well, just the fact that these teams have a lot of respect for each other here. They're not going to take this matchup lightly. And I think a lot of people will be hoping that this does go to a 3rd game. And it certainly feels like it's, I mean, just off the back of the drafts here, I don't think anyone could really say there's a clear winner in terms of coming out on top in terms of the draft.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this is going to come down to execution and how kind of, especially the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game play out. You've got heroes like Bounty Hunter that can create unpredictable outcomes, whether you get something like successful gank on the mid lane, the off lane. It's such a crazy wild hero as far as what it can do in the first 10 to 15 minutes. And even when you get behind, you're back in an even game. So Vici Gaming, it's all going to come down to how much they can secure the Alps farm. You really want to pressure this hero. You don't want to just let him farm up the fast, get the Manta style, get the Boots of Travel, and play that kind of old school Naga Siren type Dota. So Secret are going to look to get aggressive very early on this. Spirit has the levels he needs to start rotating around the map. I don't expect Envy to stay in the safe lane, continue to farm.
No, not at all. And at the same time, from Vici, I don't expect Burning's going to be sticking around. And kind of considered one of those carries who plays it a little safer. He tends to fight a little less than a lot of other kind of position 1 players that we've seen at this LAN. But with this lineup, Burning turning up to the fight the same times that Envy does to try and contest the fights with the Ember and try and turn them around. And the fact that also we're seeing, of course, I mean, that's not something that we get to see every day.
No, and it will act as a pretty good way to deal with the Ember Spirit when you hit that Yule's timing, because you can just instantly purge off the Flame Guard. You can follow that with the chain stun out of an Unstable Concoction, a Rubik Lift, and try and burst down the Ember to start off a fight. Easier said than done, because that's where the Magnus counter-initiate. Rubik's going to look for the RP steal. So much craziness can happen that it's just going to come down to the individual plays, the execution in those team fights.
Yeah, and I think, well, talking about FY before, it is going to be tricky, of course, for him to get those steals, because you look at Secret's lineups, they've got heroes like the Bane, like the Wind Ranger, 2 heroes that can take the fight with the Shackle Shot, with the Nightmare, or even a Fiend's Grip, just to make sure FY doesn't get his hands on it. And, you know, at this point, when you're going up against FY Rubik, a Fiend's Grip is a Fiend's Grip if it means he doesn't turn the team fight around.
Absolutely. And for those of you wondering, we are just waiting on the players to return. It looks like one of them taking a quick bathroom break, but players having some fun, drawing on the mini-map as always.
Oh, yes. Yeah, fantastic stuff. And well, it's we got over there. We do apologize for the wait.
I love how the captains, when they pause, they always have to like point out whose fault it was. Like first it's like, pause, microphone, Envy's microphone.
Yes, I mean, it was the side of Secret, right? That's classic Envy. But
this game, though, it's just going to be huge. This is the game, 3 games. If we get the full 3 games, it's going to just be an amazing series. I don't feel coming in, either team had a big edge. I slightly favored Secret. The panelists were saying Vici Gaming, even 0.
yeah,
I don't know. What do you think, Owen? Like, if you had to call it, which way is it going?
I was feeling Secret off the back of the performances that we've seen so far. Personally, I'm surprised at all that Vici take a game, and it is very close. I think it's very hard to call, and the fact that there's so many differing opinions, everyone's saying either 2-0 one way, 2-0 the other, 2 clear kind of overall decisions. And I think that just goes to show how close these 2 teams are going to be this match. And I'm just looking forward to some really good Dota 2 once we get it started. Getting there, Envy's joined himself into the game. Just looks like we're waiting for one of the players of Vici just to return to their point. We should be able. But I mean, as you said, you don't reckon we're ever going to see the trifecta come out from Vici? No team's going to let them do that with the Undying and the Morphling.
I think the only way you...
Let's go.
Yes, we're good.
Come on! There we go.
Another time. So here we go. First rotations coming out. This is where you see the early TPs. Look to get down some wards where possible. We'll hop ourselves into the game. And it is Vici Gaming versus Team Secret. Here we go.
Come on. Woo! That's right. Absolutely. I think this game, if any, deserves a round of applause like that, because, yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. And already, Pie dying. Oh,
early D-ward from Pie.
Very nicely done.
Doesn't get the other sentry.
Oh. FY's not going to give away that he does have the vision here at the moment. Yeah. Oh, bringing in Burning. Pie's got to be careful if he goes back up near the Rubik, but he's going to keep it safe, stick to the lane, make it the smart way around. They've also got Super hanging around here. Out from both sides, I guess it's pretty much going to be the standard stuff we expect. Fenrir probably heading top on the Undying with Ice on that Jakiro to put on the pressure on Envy. Well, Paladai He's giving it somewhere to Burning. Yeah, it's got the Orb of Venom here as well, so.
Yeah, just any cheap early harass you can get off. See which rune the two teams look to go for. It looks like we won't see a squabble over them, as it seems Vici Gaming are going to commit towards top, and Secret expecting them to be bottom. Secret want to stop the Alk getting a level 1 bounty rune if possible, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think they would have seen, obviously, Burning on the Jara, and Jara being a very team fighter, just kind of guessed that he would have been with the rest of the team, but it wasn't the case. And yeah, the fact that they do get that out bounty rune straight up, and that, of course, is going to be Boots first coming out for him in the mid lane, which we do sometimes see Alchemist up for rather than getting the bottle first up.
Yeah, a bit better against the constant harass that can have the movement speed. When he's got an Orb of Venom and you've got 1 base armor, you do not want to give him any chance to get off extra right clicks. So a safer opening compared to the bottle. And he's got plenty of HP regen.
I'm already seeing already, Paladai just trading hits here with Super. Everyone's going to come in, drop down a Decay, so Paladai's got to be careful. I've got this Vici in the mid lane, so there is that protection here for Super when Bounty Hunter does come in for a bit of action. And, oh, in fact, we are. He's got to be careful. They're going to try a couple of stacks of Decay at the moment. Just going to be able to force him back here. It's going to be interesting to see how much action Paladai can find across the map here on this Bounty Hunter in the other.
He depleted his mana, has the 1 clarity, but his big thing is going to be trying to help rune control. He does not want to let Alchemist get too many runes, especially if he's finding Super will just power farm in this mid lane. So I expect to see Secret look to camp both runes if possible, send Misery bottom, send the bounty with the Wind Ranger towards top, for example, let them down and control it.
On top lane, just getting the slows onto Puppey. He's going to turn around with a brain sap. Paladai's hanging around as well. They'll just start to trade hits with Fenrir. Get up, Paladai caught in the middle of it all, bringing Fenrir rather low, but he's still got the mana here for the Decay, so just turn around and do it. So just trading harass across the map in the lanes. No one getting themselves too close to dying. Envy needs to be a bit careful here. He has got backup, but Envy's getting low pretty quick. Gets the change onto Fenrir, and Envy, that's your first blood for Ice on the Jakiro. Envy, he was doing a bit of window shopping there at the side shop, and it didn't end up going very well for him.
No, he thought just by buying the poor man's shield, he'd be tanky enough to get out of there. And a bit too greedy from Eternal Envy. Something he's kind of known for, and he gets punished there.
Yeah, they're going to be very happy with that on that offlane duo here from Fenrir and Ice. That's a fantastic way for Vici to start the game. And the mid lane going back as well in terms of CS. Super, he's keeping on par here with Weeha in terms of the last hits, 12 and 11. So still very close here in the mid lane. And he's just backing up, bottling up, making sure that there's no chance of Paladai getting the courier snipe out, which they've of course got to be aware of, him being on the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, very annoying stuff. The bounty did stop the Alk getting the top bounty rune as well, so far so good. Secret denying him one bounty rune, but giving up the first blood means their lanes aren't looking all too strong here. The Undying Jakiro is going to pressure the Ember a lot. You can't rely on the Flame Guard too much when the Liquid Fire is being spammed out. And Mag, while they're getting levels in the bottom lane, there's a lot of kill potential coming out from a Rubik Gyrocopter, so he's going to play very cautiously.
Okay, now moving in with a Flame Guard. They get the Searing Change onto Fenrir, but he turns around with a Decay. He's still got a Soul Repeal, Clapping, so no, Paladai goes for the kill and he gets it. They do lose the Undying here. They're trying to move forward for more. They aren't going to quite be able to go for that one. They'll just back themselves up. And it will just be that trade there going on the top. Jakiro getting Paladai and Bane managing to get the Undying in return.
Yeah, not a really big win for either player, I feel. Maybe slightly favoring Vici Gaming, but Puppey getting the kill. If it goes to Envy, you're probably a bit happier on the side of Team Secret. But once again, they just TP back in with the Undying, and again, Eternal Envy under a lot of pressure. He's not getting much farm at all.
Yeah, 12 and 1 at the moment. You compare that to what? Burning's 20 and 11. I mean, Burning's having a great time down here against Misery on his own.
Misery does have a bottle, so some decent enough farm coming out from Magnus, and this goes along with him wanting to control the runes.
Oh, he's got a skewer here, but the Rocket Barrage damages a fair bit. The Feybolt as well, he's incredibly low, bustling up here. Can he get himself out of the Rocket Barrage? They'll get himself out of vision. He tries to juke it around. Can he do it? Misery, look at the blaze. Can he get himself to that direction? Oh, he can! Misery! He gets away with it. And even Puppey just comes in and takes the bounty in from under the nose of Burning.
Meanwhile, they lose Wind Ranger at the top rune, though.
My goodness, Fenrir now chasing down Paladai, but so Misery denies himself to Roshan. Puppey takes the rune, but as you said, they do lose Weeha at the top rune.
It looks like Weeha got caught by surprise by Alk having a level 2 stun. He's actually only gone for 1 point in Greevil's Greed, and I don't think they were expecting that. As Wind Ranger, not a hero you expect to die this early on to an Alchemist. The Undying did come into the picture, but Wind Ranger normally very capable of kind of surviving that kind of a game.
Top lane, Paladai trying to move in, but there's a sentry down, and they just melt him, Fenrir and Ice. They turn around, take down the Bounty Hunter. Now let's try and pressure this forward. Still just level 4 here on this MV Ember Spirit, so he's got to be careful. And just the power of the Dragon and the Dirge, it's just so much here on this top lane. And the fact that they got those early kills means you're going to have to send some kind of help up, and that's exactly what Secret are doing. They've got 4 heroes now converging on the top lane. Puppey, he's going to try and lead in and find maybe a Nightmare setup. He really wants Ice. He doesn't care about the Undying. He wants to kill the Jakiro as well. He's got the Shockwave and the Skewer. They'll toggle off the Nightmare, trying to get the Ice Jakiro out there. They'll look for Fenrir and take down the Undying almost certainly. He tries to turn around with the Decay stats, keeping himself alive. Does 1 kill. But he does manage to save Ice there with the Nightmare toggles.
Yeah, they keep the more important hero alive. They could have tried to toggle a few more times, but most important thing is not Daryl go down.
Yeah.
He's kind of the key hero to get farm on in this off lane. The Undying was out of mana anyway, so by dying he can respawn, come back top, and continue to pressure. Jakiro just not needing mana to pressure this lane since he can keep spamming the liquid fire out.
Yeah, and of course this did cost Secret a bit. They sent a lot of heroes up top. Bottom lane Burning still having pretty much CS here on the Gyrocopter. And we talked about how the Gyro and the Ember Spirit may be looking to fight early. And the thing is, if you've got double the amount of farm here on Burning, he's just going to be so much more effective in these early fights than the Spirit.
Hoping for a bounty rune at bottom. Super will not get lucky here.
Yeah, top. We are, would say that. Level 6 now on the Wind Ranger. And
Burning already with a TP scroll, by the way. Level 4 only, and he's looking to counter gank.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to use it pre-level 6, but if a big dive comes their way, may see something.
He's going to find FY here. He's got the backup of Misery coming. FY could be in trouble. They'll skewer forward here. They won't quite get the slow. Around with the telekinesis, throwing Misery back. The Orb of Venom still ticking in. FY. I think, yeah, he's down. Nothing he can do here. Traps himself in the corner, so Pielighter will be able to pick up on Sir Rubik.
Bringing the support bottom lane, leaving the bounty, or taking the bounty hunter down bottom lane. This top tier 1 tower continuing to get spammed by the liquid. So over time, Vici Gaming will be able to get a fast tower and a lot of gold going the way of their entire team.
And Envy's still got to be very careful. Seeing a level 5, 1 more creep will put him up to the 6, and at that point, it will be a little bit harder for Fenrir and Ice to catch him out with no real kind of reliable lockdown to stop him from away when they jump in.
Have to see where Super goes next. He's still leveling up the stun. It feels like he really wants to play a more utility fighting Alchemist rather than the one. The Phase Boots, the Magic Wand, all items built towards the early game, and perhaps recognizing that Secret have gone for a very early to mid-game centric draft that's going to get away with the Grievel's Greed Radiance Rush.
Top lane as well, Misery's TP'd in. And this is some, I mean, Misery's been very aggressive across the map, and this is, of course, he's been able to find involvement in a couple of kills so far. If they can get a wraparound here with Puppey, maybe they can try and go, but there's 3 heroes here, and they want to dive in on Envy potentially with the pings come out, so they notice Misery's here, and I think they're very aware that Secret is set up for some counter initiation, so they're going to play it safe here almost certainly, Vici, and maybe wait for...
Yeah, and Secret are just hoping for Vici Gaming to go in, because otherwise they can't initiate themselves. They'll be fighting into a Tombstone, a level 2 Decay, so all it takes is Vici Gaming will slowly get the tower, and Secret may just have to let this one go, unless they're willing to rotate someone like Wind Ranger, who is actually headed bottom lane, perhaps looking to take advantage of the fact that Burning has been left alone.
This could be a smart play from Secret.
Man, look, this Burning's map sense is just like the best in the world.
Yeah.
He is unparalleled as far as his just overall map awareness.
And top lane, Vici take advantage of the fact that they have the full 4-man up there, and they do take the tower here, so more money into the pocket of the team and the Alchemist in specific, as Super was able to pick up that dollar. And now we're seeing a bit of an interesting item choice here from Super. So first item looks to be the mechanism.
He's gone full utility. This is the build he used to do when no one was really playing Alchemist. He would run it mid every now and then, not go for the acid plus stun build, not really looking to go greedy at all, and mech into items like SMY, sometimes a Blink Dagger. Doesn't care at all about playing that farming late game Alchemist.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very different take though, and I guess they don't really have... The mech hero could be the Undying, but the mech timing from an Undying as a support is so late that it's not really going to get much for your team outside of like some late game kind of heal, which doesn't bring like you hit an item and then you go for a smoke and you can take control of the game, like we saw in some of the earlier matches where a Dark Sim mech can really kind of change the tides at 12 to 15 minutes in the game.
I mean, we can see again on the bottom lane, Burning just, you were saying it earlier, just playing it really smartly. He sees the bounty hunter walking past the town. He knows that they're going to try and look for him. He's coming back in. Maybe that's because they know that they're going to have TP reactions.
He's doing this without like Radiant wards here. Like when the Wind Ranger rotated bottom, there was no Radiant vision to kind of scout that, just the ward near the top rune. So Burning just keeping himself tucked away, and Have to kind of keep an eye on TPs that are at the ready. It looks like both Undying and Rubik could come down here to help him out if needed.
Do have the mechanism completed here on the Alchemist. I mean, do you think we're going to see Vici Gaming now try and force a fight as a group, or is this kind of more built so they can TP in and save people like Burning? Ice. He's found himself Envy and Weehaw. They'll drop the tombstone in from Femmer on the high ground. Nice decay as well. The focus fire not quite enough to bring Jakiro down. Now it's Envy on the retreat. FY's going to be there with the telekinesis onto Weehaw. Puppey gets the Fiend's grip off onto FY though, and they can't cancel. It's doing a lot of damage here. Is it going to be enough to kill him? No, the Ice Path comes in from Darrow, cancels it, and now Puppey is going to get himself out. Power Shot's going to miss from Weehaw. Now with the concoction onto Puppey, they might be able to find the Killers in the acid spray. Super's moving in, turns around with the brain cell. Shackle Shot's there, but it doesn't quite latch. He's going to continue to chase her. He's got a DD here. Should be able to find Puppey with a few quick slaps here. Soul Rip, one more from Super should be able to do it. Envy's coming back in. He's got a serious chase. Oh, the Jukes! Puppey, no, it still comes out. It looks to Nightmare himself. It doesn't work. And away, but Vici, they get the kill onto Puppey.
Man, they had to work for it, though. Doesn't really feel like they were wasting time, though. They were only chasing with 2 heroes. Burning kind of swung mid lane. Jakiro there now as well to pressure down this tier 1 mid tower. So Secret really the ones under pressure. They're very reliant on the Magnus hitting a good blink dagger timing right now, and I feel like they need to give Misery a good lane to farm. He's found himself a home at bottom lane with Vici Gaming pressuring mid.
It's in a pretty shackle, but there's not really any follow-up here at the moment from the side. And they just need to get level 6. Okay, they've got level 6 down Misery, so that's something. Mid lane, Ice Path not going to quite catch Weehaw, but they'll chuck out the concoction nonetheless. And the space is there for Vici to get themselves another tower, this time Burning claiming the cash. And 11 minutes in terms of net worth, he's sitting pretty high at 1k above Weehaw, the highest on the ties at Secret, and obviously this Alchemist at 6k at the moment, Super. Even just having the 1 point in Grievel's got.
It feels like Secret aren't getting what they expected out of the Bounty Hunter. They picked it as a hero that can find and scout out stacks and pressure the Alchemist a lot, but when an Alch goes for this stun mech build, Bounty becomes kind of irrelevant. Secret are not able to, I mean, now they've got track gold at least, so if they start finding kills, they can get that boost in gold, but the Bounty early pressure just wasn't possible against very defensive play, very tanky cores. Jakiro's hard to kill. Alchemist, same story. Gyrocopter, great against Bounty because of the rocket barrage, and as a result, Pi, he's 1-2-1. And it's just been a Vici Gaming change in playstyle that kind of caught Secret by surprise.
Maybe they can get Super if he walks into the smoke, and he will. They've got a Fiend strip straight up with the Shackle Shot as well. He did get the ult off here and a fair bit of regen. He's going to be off for the back. He gets it off and he's out. Burning turns up with a corner onto Puppey in the rock as well. Puppey incredibly low, trying to get himself out through the tree line. But here's FY. Oh, with the stolen remnant zips forward. Burning will claim the kill, and he's going for more. Jones 48 got telekinesis onto Weehaw. Burning turning up with Fenrir. Weehaw's got the win run here, trying to get himself out, but nonetheless, some flashy plays there from FY. As soon as he gets that level 6, this man starts to go hammer across the map. And the fact that Alchemist doesn't die, they get a Fiend script, a Shackle Shot. The fight's still going. Misery will skewer away here. But this is Vici Gaming is stepping up their play here.
There's just nothing Secret can really do to defend towers. If Vici Gaming just keep plonking away with the liquid fire, they've got Super with a mech and the HP regen of a Chemical Rage. That 1+ mech.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so close to bringing him down during Fiend's grip. And Bounty is so bad against this push style of play. He's very reliant on kind of more scrappy pick-off-centric Dota, and Secret just, there's no pick-offs available to them. Similarly, the Ember Spirit, not great as well at fighting into not without a few items. This is where you'd see some Ember players go for like a more tanky item build. You get something like Treads, Ring of Aquila. He's got the Ring of Aquila. Envy just is kind of very much in the mindset he wants the bots though.
Okay, they're still hanging around. There's going to be the setup here. Ice drops it down with a cooldown. The rocket barrage as well onto Weehaw. He's falling low. The concoction. They'll get the kill off the win rate. Envy's just TP'ing into 5 heroes. He's going balls deep, but Burning thinks he's going to turn around. They will be able to zip out here on Envy. But they've got to be careful here, Secret. The Ice Path comes out, it's going to catch onto Misery. And we've got the follow-up, they've been a Nightmare onto Super to try and slow down this push. Fiend script now onto Jakiro. Misery has got an RP, shears forward, and he's not going to be able to get it out because the stun is there with the telekinesis from FY. Stopping Misery getting the RP off, and they'll find the Magnus kill. They do lose Daryl on the on the Jakiro, but 8 for 4 again. Vici's still hanging around. Puppey's throwing out Nightmares. Pylite dies, there's going to be TPM from Weehaw. We'll see if he can get himself in position. It's just going to be throwing out the power shot, and Vici will back up. And they get away with it again with a significant amount of damage done there to the tier 2 as well. As you said, Vici's push is just something that Secret don't have answers for at this point of the game, 14 minutes in.
Yeah, and if Magnus goes off to try and farm a blink, you're going to lose towers, so he's just there as one of the probably the main wave clearers next to the Wind Ranger. You can just spam Shockwave next to the power shot, and doing so, we're not seeing the mag get blink probably in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Probably be more like a 20-minute blink at this rate, unless Secret can win a fight, get some track kills. Just the one track that fight. He got tracks off on everyone, but it was only the one kill that Secret could get, and now, Pile Die running near a sentry ward.
Oh my goodness. Oh, gets the dust out. Pile Die is going to die. Burning on a killing spree. Very nicely done there. Ice with the...
And this Yules came up so fast. Secret have not had an answer to it. It's found way too many pickoffs and setups. Man. And that's where Secret are really just struggling. Like Lina, like it's kind of being played like that Lina mid, where like not quite the same damage, but the setup is just proving too much.
Yeah, play after play here from Vici at the moment. They'll get Puppey as well lane, and this is just top-class performance here from the side of Vici Gaming.
Yeah, talked a bit about the item progression. He's just going to tank up as much as possible as well. Picks up, going to go into the Sanjin Yasha, knowing that Vici Gaming, they want a 5-man. He's the front line, and he gets a bit of HP from SMY, then can go into either BKB, Assault Caress, items that can push and siege as well.
Nice. Gets the dust out.
Couldn't quite hit the Yules.
But they will
Vici
get
Gaming
a tier 2.
another tower.
Yeah.
It seems Secret are very much in the mindset, we've just got to wait for Misery's Blink Dagger. They don't even try and defend by spamming it out with the Magnus. Instead, he's just on the Radiant bottom side of the map, trying to just get what creeps he can.
Yeah, 1400 on Misery at the moment. So, as you say, getting closer and closer. Top lane, moving in with a haste rune. Just playing here with Burning. He's going to be all right. Just keeps it safe. Yeah, he's just going to TP. Are they going to try and level something now? They're just trying to get the farm up on Envy. He, of course, did still get a relatively good timing on the boots to travel, but he's just got to be careful that he doesn't get picked off again. As long as he can keep his... It's going to be the point where it's going to be very hard for the side of Vici to eventually push up to the high ground, especially if they're going to be doing it against a Magnus when he does have the Blink Dagger. There's still a bit of time that by before that happens. Ice, seeing if he can get the Yules set up onto Puppey here. He's going to play it safe. Doesn't want to dive out too far here, and Vici will just hang back there on the bottom lane.
Yeah, and Pai getting down a nice deep ward to scatter this Ancient Sack. He's already seen the Ancient Sack, but this will allow him the knowledge of when Burning goes to farm. It's something that Secret will likely want to happening. And Secret have actually smoked up, but it doesn't look like they're going to find any pickoffs with this anytime soon. Vici Gaming playing very defensive on their side of the map. They are up though, and Burning probably the most exposed currently.
I mean, yeah, this is a bit of a risky play here from the side of Secret, because Misery, he is fairly close to the Blink, but at the same time, it's high. They get themselves a kill. That will be the Blink Dagger money, and here we go. Leading in with the Fierce Grip onto Burning. This could be a very clean pick-off. They got the RP as well to make sure there's no escaping for the Gyro, and the risk paid off. 1900 gold now in Misery. Very, very close to that Blink Dagger now.
Yeah, with Burning just no backup really
again,
inside.
Ice with the dust. Pile Die, dead again, and the stolen skewer from FY, doing it with style. This man, there's a reason why teams don't like to give him Rubik.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
And the kill on Burning definitely slows down Vici Gaming, their item progression a bit, maybe their next timing to get a tier 2 tower, but Burning's got a lot of farm awaiting for him here at the Ancients. Big quadruple stack it looks like, and that's going to kind of fuel his economy. Even the Alchemist can help out with the Acid Spray to farm this very early on in the game.
Now, talking about the farm, Weeha, he's managed to catch up a bit on this Wind Rager. He is closing in on that Aghanim Scepter for himself, and he's nearly found level 11 here, so...
Definitely not as high impact to Wind Ranger as we're used to seeing from him. I feel like that one death at the top room when he died to the Alchemist really set him back. He lost a lot of farm, a lot of just his general momentum this game, and as a result, we're just not really seeing him have much of an impact right now. Instead, it's the Alchemist controlling the tempo of this game.
Bottom lane, Misery keeping tabs here onto Burning, but Misery, he's pretty much got that money here for the Blink.
Yep.
So this is going to be that timing that we may see Secret being able to turn around these full 5-on-5 engagements when they kick off, because Vici have got to be very careful, and they've got to play around the fact that this Blink RPs are now online.
Yeah, Rubik close to a Blink of his own, and that's where FY has it even easier to make that counterplay.
Yeah. Top lane, Envy is being closed in as Vici move forward. Super has been tracked up though, and yeah, Envy's straight out of that. Does not want to hang around for action. Pile scanning out the Ancients, and Vici do have a nice stack here. They'll almost certainly want to give Burning that, especially the fact that Pai now reveals himself. So they know that Secret know that they have a stack going.
Pai's got to play very cautiously. That Sentry, the creep, can continuously scout him out, and Jakiro's got such an easy setup if he can get near the Bounty Hunter. But for now, it seems Vici Gaming say, it's time to take another tower. They're 3 heroes up top. Make it 4 now as FY arrives, and without burning, this is a little bit risky, but Vici Gaming, even without the gyrocopter there, can just pop down a tombstone, have Alk in the front lines, and Gyro can quickly rotate to help him out as well.
And we can see at the moment, Secret looking at the Roshan. They did enter the pit, but they know that Vici are making a beeline straight for it. Back up. And
Ambitious.
playing it safe, and it's all about this Misery Magnus at the moment, I feel. This is what Secret need to turn these fights. And bottom lane, Envy, not going to quite be caught out here. He's quick on the reactions, doesn't let himself get used up. Pace has slowed down a little bit now, as Secret obviously being much more careful with their positioning across the map, as they can't afford to lose another team fight against the side of VG.
Yeah, and Secret, for the most part, getting out-farmed by Vici Game right now. The Alchemist, a good 2.5k net worth ahead of the Ember, Gyro ahead, and that's before even farming out the Ancient stack. I think Vici Gaming are very hesitant to farm it because they know the Magnus Blink is up, and right now they haven't actually, like this Sentry they placed didn't deward anything, so they're probably expecting to have some vision around the area, or at least Bounty continually scouting it out. So it's a very dangerous stack to go for when they're much better off just kind of 5-manning down towers and playing where they're the ones in control, where they're the ones making the jumps onto Team Secret.
It looks like at the moment, so Secret with 3 mid, we are just focus firing down the tower. Bottom lane, Vici going push on and finish off this tier 2 here, find the second one from the side of Secret. And I don't think Secret will want to look to necessarily defend this, as they themselves just looking for more objectives across the map. Weehaw continue to push mid, empowered up. And top lane Misery, he's going to start to clear out the way.
Potential 2 towers for Weehaw, there we go. Let's say that's not something you want to be doing if you're Vici Gaming. Also get the bottom tier 2. So a tier 2 for a tier 1. Oh, Puppy. Daryl, but...
Puppy's got to be careful up here. He's been left behind, turns around. Nightmares up by size, but FY and Fenrir moving in, and FY gets it with the Fade Bolt. Weehaw trying to turn it, but oh, he's the stolen Nightmare, holds Weehaw back. FY's going to, but Pilot dies there. They do find the kill on FY. That's 1 track goal. Maybe they can get themselves some more. They'll get the track up onto Jakiri's looking for the TPM, and Misery's there with a skewer, and they will find themselves a double kill for Weehaw. 2 track kills there, picked up by the side of Secret in a very nice turnaround where VG just a little bit too deep on the map side of Secret, and Secret were ready with the turnaround.
Yeah, 1,700 gold going to the Bounty as well as Wind Ranger for the most part, and Wind Ranger, who only recently picked up an axe, has 2k suddenly.
Radiant Ancients here, Envy. It's just going to remnant down.
Wow.
It's going to be...
Alright, so it looks like they should be able to farm the rest of this uncontested.
Now let's have the Chemical Rage. Yeah, okay, still half of it left, but they're still going to give this... Is an RP available here. Misery's going to hold on to it. Just a super stun up himself, hopefully. Super will preemptively pop the mech just in case Secret think about jumping in, but yeah, with Vici turning back up in the mid lane, they're going to hold off that fort for a little bit.
Here we have FY's Blink Dagger online, so both teams will have to be very cautious about how they engage in a team fight when you've got just counter options coming out from Rubik, from Magnus, from the Shackle Shot of the Wind Ranger. I don't feel like I wants to be the one engaging outside of the Jakiro Yule setup, which is just a very cheap, cost-effective way to engage because it's got such a short cooldown, but you don't want to be starting the fight with a blink.
Yeah, they're going to try and go for Roshan here. Misery has got a TP, but the fact that VG were able to clear off those tier 2s early is going to mean this is a lot easier for them to go for. They know that Misery can't get her in time, and they're just going to commit. I don't think Secret can do anything really to stop it without Misery being around in the nearby. And yeah, looks like Vici will get themselves the Aegis here.
There we go. No contest. Magnus just stays at the top lane. We'll get a tier 1 tower in exchange, but Secret not feeling confident enough in a team fight.
I mean, what is the game plan here for Secret? They are still getting a decent amount of farm on their cores. The Ember Spirit, you know, EE keeping up, only about 1.5 behind the Gyrocopter. He's now got that Battle Fury, and we've got to remember, as this goes on, if you hit an RP and you've got Battle Fury and Empower on your Ember Spirit, that is a hell of a lot of damage in the team fights.
I feel overall Secret are going to look to play scrappier, find pickoffs, catch Vici Gaming when they're split apart or on the retreat. When we saw them get the 2 kills around bottom lane, it was after Vici Gaming were 5-manning, but they initiated when they were backing off. They saw the Alchemist TP to the tier 2 mid tower to defend. They knew that Vici Gaming were on the retreat, and if they caught anyone, and not a 5v5 team fight. That's where Secret aren't ready to do. Even with the Magnus Blink Dagger, they're going to use this more for pickoffs with Blink Skewers, even a Blink RP just onto like heroes. You find a core hero like a Gyro or an Alk, it's worth an RP, and the 5v5 team fight just too heavily favors Vici Gaming with Jakiro, Alchemist, who's got ridiculous the Rubik with the counter RP still potential. So I think Secret going to continue just to try and scrap their way to victory.
Yeah, and I like this from Paladin.
Oh, that was
Jeez.
so close. He actually was still smoked there. It was like half a second he got out.
Jeez, the ice path nearly from the ice catching out puppies. That was very close. I mean, do you feel they're at a point where VG can afford to just go for the push here? Up to the high grounds, or?
It's not easy to push high ground. Secret have good wave clear. Shockwave, Power Shot can just instantly take out the creep wave. Until Super's got, at minimum, an Assault Corral, I just don't feel like they're quite ready to do that. Now's the time where you want to have a gem. Yep, Fenrir's picked up a gem. They're going to look to get map control, take out all of Secret's vision, and starve them. It's kind of the position that CDEC were in earlier today against LGD, where they've got a lead. They can't just go and push high ground and take a lane of Raxo. They've got to extend it, not just get farm on Alchemy, split the farm to the Jakiro, the Rubik, get more and more items while keeping Secret in their base and farm deprived. Secret, for the most part, can still farm on the Ember Spirit, but outside of Ember, very risky for other heroes to push out these lanes.
Yeah, and Paladin, he has now got that blink on the Bounty Hunter, so that's going to be obviously nice to have, especially against a lineup that does have the gems, so you can be careful with your positioning and make sure that there's no chance that VG can close that gap in on you. And you should be also obviously have the positioning to find the tracks in the fights, which is exactly what Secret need if they try and close the net worth difference even more. I mean, at the moment, it's not a large difference. You know, it's only 2K favoring the side of VG, so by all means, still a very close game, but it obviously feels like VG still have the momentum in terms of kind of the play style that they've been going for.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on. I totally agree with the Blink Dagger pickup here with Paladin. It just means he can still play this roaming kind of scanning, kind of trying to get map vision for his team. Without the Blink, as soon as he sees a Vici hero who's just done for, but with this, he can look to blink instantly into like trees, into a little hole, onto a cliff, and then TP feels he's in danger. So very handy item for him to have. Vici Gaming doesn't look like they're in any rush to push things down despite having the Aegis, using it more. Burning just with the one item, the SMY, isn't really in the best fighting shape.
TP's coming up there on the tower. Weeha, he'll be able to blink out. And the missile will continue to chase Envy here. It's getting forced up back by Misery. They're trying to take it down, but the stun's still going to connect. Can they get anything follow-up from the side of Vici? It doesn't look like it. Burning's just continued to chase, and Envy just remnants back behind them and starts to deal with the wave. He throws another one out here. FYE stolen the remnants. He could look to chase. The telekinesis is there. Ice moving in. He'll be able to set up the stun onto Envy. Fenrir moving as well. He'll be able to walk it off. Turns around the Sleight of Fist. Super's there as well. Now it's moving forward here with the remnants. Can FY do anything to trap him down? Hasn't got the telekinesis again yet. Tracks are coming out from Paladin, giving that extra movement speed to get away. They'll set up the ice puff again and again. Ice gets him. But the Force Staff there out will save Envy's life. Now they'll turn around for Paladin. They should be able to find the Bounty Hunter, and VG will get that kill, but the side of Secret are able to keep Envy alive there.
Ooh, Envy. It's the kind of plays he loves to make, like pull Vici Gaming away, then go for the bit of creep skipping. Very cutesy. Almost gets punished. Paladin has to pay for his sins, and now Vici Gaming with one hero down, knowing that Ember also actually used all of his fire remnants and TP top. He's got no TP for 18 seconds. He's actually out of this fight right now.
Oh, Envy. Are they going to push as well? If VG go for this.
Deja vu to Cloud9 days. Where's your TP?
Envy.
Where's your TP?
Okay, they throw out the shackle. It isn't going to latch. Super just frontlining. Misery does have the RP. And just with a focus fire, but Vici, I think they realized that he can't quite make it back. Now he can TP back, so that little bit of a scary window is now over. Envy can turn back to the fight, and looks like on that note, Vici playing a little bit more careful. They've got to be very aware that Misery's going to look to blink in. Paladin's just been trying to get some of the tracks out here, so they can see as many heroes as possible, allowing Misery to get the perfect setup. Tower falling extremely low. Vici's still hanging around. And yeah, it's going to be Envy back at base. But he's got a remnant left on this top lane if he feels that they can force Vici back, and then he can get back on with the push. It looks like, as we kind of imagined, it is very hard for VG to confidently break the high ground and look for racks at this point of the game.
Yeah. They picked up their few key items, the Burning BKB, the Alchemist AC. It does mean they waited long enough that the Aegis has expired now. Regardless, though, Vici Gaming can chip away at Secret's base, kind of force Secret to engage. They don't want to engage with a Blink RP.
Misery tries to move with the skewer, but the Yules is there. Ice lays it down, and Misery will get forced up, but it doesn't matter. Concoction finishes him off. He'll buy back straight away because they need this Magnus in the fight. They need a potential RP. Super still standing around on the front lines, and Chemical Rage will wear off shortly. They've still got the Tombstone out here, VG. Yeah, Ember moving in, gets the chains onto Ice. Lays down the Ice Buff. There's your Fiend Script now onto the Jakiro. Misery still hanging around, but he can't get the blink in here. The zombies from the cancelling any opportunity of an initiation. And Vici will just back it off and play it safe.
Yeah, they've got to reset. Jakiro's low, the Tombstone's on cooldown. Really good damage done. They forced Secret to come back as far. Importantly there, Envy managed to get enough farm in the top lane by getting the T3 tower. They could buy his Crystallis and have about enough money for a buyback too. So it gave Secret the damage they needed.
He has been tracked up here, and they do have one remnant on Envy if he wants to jump forward and look for a Searing Chains. Pilot Dive's chasing him down as well, but it looks like FY is just going to be able to get himself back to the tier 2 quick enough for them to not want to chase him. Burning hanging around on the high ground. Puppey. He might find him on the wraparound here. In fact, Burning's going to out here, and Burning, he's just going to get nightmared up. He's going to continue to chase. Does have a BKB if he wants to commit.
Puppey in trouble.
My goodness, Burning. That creep toggle, that creep, man. There's a reason why this guy's got a lot of fans, I can tell you that. He's a smart man.
The hero range creep. Not often do creeps do anything in this game apart mindlessly run down lanes and feed, but this guy here, he's a hero.
15 for 7 at the moment. That's the overall difference looking like in terms of COD. It starts to pick back up here for Vici. 5k just 31 minutes in, and the XP just very close between these two sides. Just goes to show that this could very much swing either way, and as we've been talking about before, just winning a fight with the track gold could very well swing it even heavier back in favor of Secret, but they've got to find these fights, and at the moment, VG are being smart. They're not giving it to them, and if anything, VG are just constantly finding small pickoffs against the side of Secret as they're just found out of position across the map.
I think the Vici gaming edge right now is just they've got the more effective initiation with the Yule's Ice Path. On the side of Secret, their best initiation is a Blink Skewer from Magnus, as far as starting off a fight, because you're never going to be able to start a fight with a Blink RP unless Vici gaming are in a really bad position. So Blink Skewer, we saw last time, can be countered. If Ice is fast, he'll get you with the Yule Scepter. For Secret, they tried to initiate with a Fiend's Grip as well, but that gets easily cancelled. And the Fiend's Grip is nice because it can try and group up Vici Gaming as they run in to try and cancel it, but wasn't quite able to kind of work out that way.
Bottom lane, Vici did come down it. Misery at the moment hiding in the tree line. If he reveals himself, it could be Puppey. Oh, we've seen him just get picked off down on the Radiant Ancients, and now he's going to pay with his life again. Walks into the three of them smoked up, and they'll find the kill onto Puppey. Even rubbing it in there with the stolen brain sap to finish him off. FY.
A lot of big items coming out now. FY almost with a 4-star. Jakiro looking to build up some items, and Outlook has a BKB now as well.
Envy will get himself away from that bottom lane, and Envy has been playing this pretty smart. He's only time this game, and his farm is still looking pretty good compared to the Jari. He's still only 2k behind, which in a situation like this where Vici's managed to get so much control of the map is pretty. You know, he's got the Battle Fury, and I think that is now even the completed Daedalus as well. And you just got to, you know, anticipate that with Empower. It's a lot of damage Burning. Out here, they'll get the Shackle shot here. He's fairly tanky here. Do they have the damage to deal with him? They might just, and Burning, he's going to go down. Nicely done there by Pilot Down. Weehart getting a massive pick-off.
800 gold pick-off. Bounty Hunter getting the last hit. Ideally, you probably want that going the way of the Wind Ranger. They're not done, though. They know with Gyro dead.
Oh, look at that damage. Sitting here, clearing out the stack with the Empower and the Daedalus. More gold into the bank here of Ember. And looks like VG want to try and fight. They're coming back in. Misery still on the sidelines. Ice jumps straight in. We'll put the Yules onto Misery to try and take him out. Pops down the Ice Path. The Pylite dies there. So's MV, bringing him low. Super just jumps straight in onto Pylite. They'll kill the Bounty Hunter. And let's see if they can find even more here. Envy's still hanging around here, holding back Fenrir with the chains. He should be fine. Has the Remnant out, and yeah, he'll get himself out of there.
It feels like Vici Gaming really needs some armor now to play around with. They've got the AC on the Alchemist. I think they just need to start stacking more and more. Solar Crest seems to be the item. They have Vlad's on their team as well. And they just need to be able to negate as much as Ember's Sleight of Fist damage as possible.
And this is where we can see the next big fight. It is going to be up very, very shortly. And I'm sure both teams are going to do their best to try and contest it. I don't think anyone is going to let the other team just have a walkover. Both teams have the potential to take Roche really quickly, and they've also got the potential to stop someone else from doing so.
It's hard to say just how much Secret can contest it, because the Tombstone on the is very dangerous for them. And that's where last time around when there was a Roche fight, they just let it go because they just didn't feel confident that Magnus can get a good, clean initiation off when you haven't. And again, we see Vici Gaming just walk in. They don't even bother to de-ward first. They know there's a very high chance they've just been walked in detected here, and whether or not Bernie needs to actually join up with his team right now. It looks like he's headed towards the top lane, and his team are roaching without him.
Yeah, and obviously with that vision, yeah, Secret know they're up to it. They will jump in and kill the Rubik here, so we are picking up a cheeky kill on the side, and Secret opting to get the push on here on the top lane. They're looking for the tier 3 here. Fortification comes out. Vici will be able to finish up Roshan, get the Aegis onto Super, and they'll be back in time to defend the tier 3 as well, but the fight's kicking off here by the pit, jumping straight in onto Puppey with the Ice Puff. Super pops the BKB. They'll get the Bane pick off. Can he find anything more here? Looking for Pilar Dice. Shackle comes out, isn't going to latch here. We are looking for the focus find now. Envy moves in, he's got a lot of damage. Fenrir getting out of Misery now with the RP onto Super. They're trying to take down the Tombstone first, and then they're looking to go for Ice with the Ice Puff. They're skewing Super, but the Chemical Ray's doing a lot. Charging up the Concoction, they just can't kill the Alchemist. He gets the stun onto Misery. Trying to move in as well. Misery forces away. The Shackle shot won't hold back. Super will continue to chase, and now Ice blinking into position, gets the setup onto Weehaw, and they'll find Wind Ranger as well. Super with a wicked 6 streak. And I've got to be honest, Daryl's performance on the Jakiro has been bang on time and time again this game.
Yeah, standout player right now in this game. He has been making plays all day long. The setups from this Yule's Ice Path is probably, how many of these kills? He's in 15 of the kills. A lot of the ones he wasn't involved in were those early game kind of action, the kills onto the Bounty Hunter before he was even kind of rotating off the off lane. And all for the last 20, every single kill has come from him. Another gem. I think the gem was actually lost since Undying had to buy another one.
Managed to get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big swing. And you can look at that as kind of an 1,800 gold swing, since Secret can make use of that as far as dewarding and looking to get back some map control for themselves. Importantly for Vici, do still have the Aegis. Now Boots of travel up on Super as well, and this is where the next siege of this mid lane of Rax could come out of Vici Gaming. Burning's MKB now as well.
Yeah, they're still going to be so careful of this combo that can come out from Secret. The fact that Envy now sitting on 3.3k gold. I mean, pushing into
so
high
cheeky,
ground is going to be so hard still for VG.
Absolutely. It's also hard because he's continuously split pushing this top lane whenever they try and group. Alchemist now with Boots of Travel can finally deal with this in a lot of ways. He can just push out top and then TP in to help out his team. And up until this pickup, it felt like going to just be able to push out and threaten the top lane. We see the tier 3 tower already down to about 400 HP, and Vici Gaming, they're actually going to fake back.
Pilot Eye, I just got to say. He will dispel the smoke here onto Fenrir, but MVE's been called out straight away by FY, blinking in with the telekinesis. Ice Path is laid down, can he get himself out? No! They'll get the kill. MV down and out for the count, 76 seconds on the clock, and VG getting pretty much the best pick-off they could have hoped for there in their own jungle.
That was clever. They were just grouping up, going down the mid lane as if they were making a beeline for the Rax with 4 heroes. They show the Alch top, so if you're Seeker, you're thinking, okay, they're pushing mid with 4. Alchemist is going to TP in. Let's split push the side lanes. You can't split push top because the Alch's there, so Ember's bottom. But as soon as they cleared one more creep wave, Vici Gaming just smoke and make a just gunshot towards bottom lane, and they're there to meet the Ember Spirit as he arrives and find that pickoff. Now they look to force his buyback.
Yeah, here we go. And Super getting forced deep into the base. Won't be able to get the obscure off. They get the Shackle shot onto 2. Burning moving in there with a cooldown. Fiend's grip has been dropped down onto Ice, but the damage from Super. They'll find the bait. There's a buyback here from Ember. Anything to return this? Fenrir fairly low. Gets the slight out, but can't so and chains up the jar as his BKB is still on. Puppey throws out the Nightmare onto Super. Let's see if they can follow it up. They've still got the RP here, but the toggle off of the Nightmare. Because they focus fire down Super. They've got the track as well to chase him down. Fenrir will TD out. Looks like Super will be left behind, and they'll get him once. He's got the Aegis, but there's no back side of VG and Secret. With these buybacks, they'll be able to defend the base and get a fair few kills under their belt as well. Very nicely helped by Secret. And this is what we're talking about time and how Secret have every kind of tool that they need to hold the high ground.
Yeah, the high ground defense with an Ember Spirit just so potent. Does cost some buybacks where they don't really gain that much in terms of overall gold. The Bounty Hunter, the only real hero that actually gained net worth there. The Wind Ranger dropping a full 1,000 net worth. And yeah, it does cost them 3 buybacks, including the Embers. And that's where it doesn't really feel like a big Secret victory there.
No.
They break the Aegis, they buy them time, but we go back to that state of the game where Vici Gaming probably unwilling to go for a push. They'd rather go for a smoke gank, see if they can pick off one of those heroes who just use their buyback, and then they'll try and make the... If they can't find a pick-off, we may just see this game draw out until another Roshan's respawn.
And he's got to be so careful because he could be that pick-off that they find.
Yeah.
As he just remnants out there. But no, yeah, right. They've got this 6-minute window now, Vici, where they know that this could be incredibly painful for Secret. And Secret, well, maybe they want to try and play off this and try and do something that Vici Gaming might not expect. Moving in on the top lane smoked up. They do, of course, still have that RP here on Misery. Maybe they can find a fire, but no, FY blinks forward straight away with the telekinesis onto Misery that throws down the ice path. Just getting himself out at 8 HP, burning moving forward, they'll still find the kill onto the Rubik, and now Weehive's looking for more. This cooldown coming out onto Puppey, gets 4-staffed out of this, MV trying to move back forward, they'll take down the Tombstone, and with FY down, they may look to move in for more here, Secret. FY does not have buyback, and they still have not had to use this RP from Misery.
Not the biggest loss for Vici Gaming as far as the Rubik's concerned, almost surviving, 5 HP and then the power shot snipe. Secret can't really push off of this. Going high ground against the Vici Gaming lineup is not going to really work for them. Super getting close to maxed out as well in this Alchemist. I think an Abyssal Blade would make a nice last item pickup. Problem is, Alchemist, once you get past like 45, 50 minutes, starts to fall off as far as the hero's carry potential goes. He can continue to contribute to the team by starting to pull Ag Scepters. We could well see an Undying with an Aghanim Scepter pulled, a Rubik with an Aghanim Scepter pulled. There are some good heroes to be giving that upgrade to.
Has to be a little bit careful how close he comes. He has got the backup, but at the same time he's tracked up on Weeha. He's got a lot of damage now. If he shackles someone with that Daedalus and the Aghanims, he will be able to burst them down. But at the same time, we've already seen how much that VG have in terms of disrupt, just getting themselves in with the Yule Scepters, the telekinesis. So they'll be doing everything in their power to ensure that Wind Ranger can't just sit there and lock down onto one hero and take them out of the fight.
And Secret, again, splitting the map. They send 1 or 2 heroes top. They've got 1 or 2 at bottom. The Ember actually pushes that bottom and then heads towards top, knowing that he's likely to draw the Vici Gaming attention. And will then proceed to back off. An Eagle song actually picked up for EE.
Okay, I mean, a little bit unfortunate that this is kind of at the same time that the Super have completed MKB.
Yeah, and that's just where I wonder if there's any chance this is an Ethereal Blade. Just, you can use it to save teammates. There's a lot of right-click physical damage now that the Gyro has MKB and likely to kind of round things off with his item build for another damage item, something like a Butterfly.
Just the fact that they've got 2 MKBs on the side of VG, you know what I mean? The fact that, it's... Well, we'll see what he does with it. Maybe, as you said, thinking about the E-Blade. But, I mean, Butterfly, of course, will still offer a fair bit in terms of the right-click. He's already got a lot under his belt, level 22, with the Daedalus, the Battle Fury, and that Empower.
Looking for a bottle. He wants Misery's bottle right now.
Let's get the DD.
Yep, this is... Oh, have they not seen it? They'll see it now. Misery. Is he going to take this? Pulling it either to the Wind Ranger or the Ember. Looks like Wind Ranger will be the one who gets it.
Okay. And so Secret at the moment, they're kind of halfway through this rocky patch in terms of the timings on the buyback statuses. We've got about 2.5 minutes left, so they've been through the first 3.5 of the 6 or so. Yep. So it's getting to that point where they feel a little bit more confident. And I mean, regardless of that, they've not really slowed down the aggression, as you said. They've been split pushing the entirety of the map. They've really been going out, and they're not playing any more defensive than they were before. They're still keeping it up at the high pace that we like to see.
Well, for Vici Gaming, their lineup is, you can kind of notice right now, it's starting to fall off. Whereas Secret, you've got heroes like Wind Ranger who are just going to get stronger and stronger as they pick up more items. Already the Daedalus is complete. You could see like a BKB type pickup come next. Magnus giving the Empower to both these carries means they've got a lot more late game damage output. Ember Spirit will have that extra bit of cleave and damage. Ember's going to get more and more farmed as well. And on the Radiant side, the Gyro can kind of round things off with a Butterfly or at some other, again, give him a bit more late game damage, but not a hero as well known for his insane late game carry potential.
And it looks like at the moment, Secret, I mean, at this point, do both teams just hang around for Roshan? It is shortly going to be back up.
This is the first Rosh I feel Secret may look to contest.
Yeah.
If they can get some good vision up around the pit, to me, they've finally got the items they need, the Daedalus on the Wind Ranger. The DD room picked up. If only Roche respawns soon enough. It looks like 15 seconds from now. But Vici Gaming already rushing in to contest the Roche pit area.
And of course, I believe this is the third brochure. It will be the cheese as well here, if they can get it. But as you said, I don't think the side of Secret will let them get away with it as free as they did last time.
Importantly, the buybacks will be online. If Vici Gaming get a free Roche, let's say they get Aegis and Cheese, Secret will have buybacks for the high ground defense. And as we saw last time, it's not easy for Vici Gaming to break the mid lane of Rax when Secret have buybacks. And even on top of that, you lose the mid. I don't think one lane of Rax is going to be game-changing, not with this Secret draft.
And it does look like Envy, so he's not going to be doing anything a bit different here with E-Blade. He's going to still go for that Butterfly. Has the quarter stuff on the courier, and yeah, there we go. He's going to buy it straight up now. So he's going to have that ready for the next fight, and he does still have the buyback goal pretty much on top of it as well. So not taking any risks. In Secret, they'll be able to get it.
Yep.
VG just not in the close by area, and that's going to be Aegis now picked up by Weeha. They've got the cheese on Envy as well, and this may be what the side of Secret need to try themselves to look to push down to, and maybe even try and break high ground against the side of VG.
Oh yeah, how the times have changed now that it's Secret getting an uncontested Roche. Vici Gaming, they had a water and it was such a fast Roche respawn. I think they were just taking a gamble that they could back off, defend and push out the top lane and hope that Roche didn't respawn as fast as they did. Or if Roche does respawn, that ward spots Secret go. But Secret just blink in with the Wind Ranger, use the Solar Crest from the Bane, and Roche just drops too fast for them. Once that TP top from the Alchemist is there, there's no one to get to the pit in time.
And a nice pickup here, of course, from Misery. He's got the completed BKB on him now as well, so he's going to find it even easier to try and find RPs. I mean, we're yet ready to kind of see a big one here, 45 minutes in, but...
We're also yet to see an FY steal.
true.
Like, this Rubik has been, not a number of kills and being useful through the telekinesis, but the actual spell steals have not come into play at all.
And I kind of feel it's because we just really haven't seen Secret commit to a kind of smaller skirmishes, smaller pickoffs that have been very kind of short-lived and no kind of prolonged engagements between the sides, as both teams being relatively smart at when they pull out of the fights, and they don't tend to stick around for longer than they need to.
Well, talk about the armor game, and it will be Ice 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 also picking up a plate mail. Knowing he needs to negate as much damage as of the Embers as possible. There's still a lot of downsides to this, though. He would love to have a late-game Hex. I feel like getting a Hex is almost going to be needed here in the late game to deal with Ember Spirit, but it's like you go for the Hex, you're too squishy, you're going to die to the Sleight of Fist before you can even get in range to use it. You go for some extra armor, you don't have the lockdown you need to deal with the Ember. So Secret very much the ones in control all of a sudden. The gold graph still in favor of Vici Gaming, but don't feel it tells the whole story.
Oh, if they catch out Envy here, though, straight in. The full team moving in. Can he get himself out time? Eats the cheese. Will he be able to save himself? Yes, he remnants out. Oh, no, he remnants back in. Oh, Envy, that was not the play here. Backup is on its way, though. Maybe Misery can find it. Goes for RP. It's only on to Burning here. They'll lose Envy here. He's down. They'll have the Fiend's Grip onto Farron. Maybe Secret can clean up. They found the gyro. They'll find Farron as well. The shackle shot from Weeha. On to 2. Double kill for the Rim Ranger. Maybe even make that a triple nurse. Give me Misery to find that. And the eternal Envy bait working out for Secret. They lose the Ember, but they take 4 in return, and Secret will look to power down the top lane off the back of that very fruitful team fight. Look at the gold swing, look at the XP swing, the biggest fight that we've seen so far in this game.
Oh man, they just took too long to bring down the Ember. They needed to get him in that first burst with the telekinesis ice path, and Alchemist never actually rocked up to the fight.
Super. He's going to put the BKB here. He's got the concoction charging up as well, so he should be all right. He's got to be careful, though. He's all on his own here in the base. We are trying to look for a cheeky shackle, but the distance isn't quite great enough.
He's still tracked, though, so he can't even go near this, and it looks like they will just give up at least the tier 3 tower, possibly more, with Weeha having an Aegis. And should a fight break out, Envy can buy back and TP in. Vici Gaming do not want to over this fight.
But Weeha, he's going to be very happy just going straight in. Wim runs himself away, gets forced out as well. And we are going to see the lineup of Vici now come back onto the board. So they get a bit of damage done to the melee racks, but that will, of course, regen back up. So they get the tier 3. So now we're kind of in a similar position that Vici were when they pushed down the mid lane, but at the same time, as you said, with Secret's lineup, in the way that the last fights have been going, it certainly feels like it's Secret getting the momentum all the way back in their favor. Ice, 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 moving forward, seeing if he can catch out Misery, but Misery's going to be there with the Blink Force out. And there's now actually a very late game Dagon being picked up here on this Bounty Hunter.
Okay. Wanting to just have more burst damage, and there's not really any clear items.
He's getting telekinesis jewels up as well. They'll get the lockdown here and the damage. It's going to be a fair bit. He'll turn around with the brain sap and the Nightmare, trying to get himself out of it, but it's not going to work. Even went for the Fiend's Grip there, but Super with the concoction will blow him up. That's Puppey down for 70 seconds. He does have buyback. And we'll see if VG now try and push themselves on the mid lane now that they're taking one down. And Envy is going to go for that Blink Dagger. We see some members do this towards the latter portions of the game just to help them with the split push and feel a little bit safer when trying to play around the opponents.
Yeah, the item synergizes so well with Ember's skill set. You can blink in for the slide and then have the Fire Remnant to escape rather than initiate. You can also, if you get a really long Sleight of Fist off while you're like being ganked, it buys you the 2 to 3 seconds you need for your blink to come back up, so you can blink out
Oh,
after the slide.
Misery's looking for the skewer here. Won't
Man,
find it, but the
Weehawk
shackle
is
shot. Oh my goodness. Gets it on Super. They'll still blink back. Buyback from Puppies. They realize they've got to fight Super first. They're going to catch the damage with the basher. Misery just getting ripped to shreds. He'll buy back here as well. Now Puppy is caught out by the telekinesis. Will he be able to get himself out? He lost the Ghost Scepter. Cooldown's going to be there. They'll be able to find the kill onto Puppy. He is going to go down. So that's a die back here on the Bane. Puppy out of the fight for 70 seconds. Ice looking to set something up, but Weehar's there. Looks for the shackle, he's going to find it. Moves it, but there's the RP! Gets 2! And they'll look to find Super as well as FY's Rubik. Super's going to go down. 3 kills here for Secret. Fenrir looks for the TP out. Can they cancel it? No, they can't. But nonetheless, they find 3. Now Secret are going to look for the push here. No buyback here on Ice, no buyback on FY. This could be the opening, and of course, with that recent pickup of the Desolator on the Wind Ranger, they're going to be taking structures like there's no tomorrow.
You know, this Dagon pickup for Pi is the anti-Rubik item, because Rubik is trying to rely on the Ghost Scepter to stay alive against Ember. If he ever pops it, he gets Dagon Shuriken, and when Rubik's out of the picture, Misery is getting RPs off. He's being so patient, respecting FY's playmaking ability. He's always holding on to the RP until Rubik is dead, and killing the Rubik is just so easy, because Vici Gaming use all their initiation and lockdown on heroes like Ember and Wind Ranger, so Bounty can just run in and take out Rubik. Not to mention, Vici Gaming lost their gem. They haven't had a gem for since that last terrible team fight, so it's very hard to play against this Bounty Hunter right now. They can only rely on the sentries, and it's just not cutting it for Vici.
Yeah, Puppy's going to be back up now. He, of course, he's going to have that buyback on cooldown, but you look at the side of Vici, and of course, the fact that Super had to buy back then, it means that if anything, it's Vici in the weaker position at the moment. If they can kill Super once more, he's going to have pretty much close to 100-second cooldown on him in terms of respawn time, and that you've got to. If they can get the lockdown on the key heroes like Envy, they're going to have a good chance of taking this fight, but as well, they've got to be so scared of Weehar. We've seen him in this late game just getting perfect shackles each and every fight and just being able to just destroy and just delete the cores of VG.
And if this Wind Ranger can farm a Monkey King Bar on top of the Daedalus Deso, good luck staying alive. Alchemist is going to suffer versus this, and fairly close to it. We'll be looking to sell the phase boots to get there, and I worry for Vici Gaming. Their late game just isn't feeling all that impressive right now. They've really fallen off with the Undying the Rubik. Alchemist not going for the farm build means even at 52 minutes, he hasn't pulled an Aghanim Scepter, and he's unlikely to do so anytime soon. By the time he can afford one, his buyback's he's more likely to want to hold onto the money to have buyback. And as good as Undying or a Rubik Ag Scepter can be, it's not game changing. It's not like, okay, Rubik's now got an Ag, it's going to change the entire game. Could make a difference. It makes Rubik a bit tanky, can stay alive and still hope for that RP steal, but I just don't think Misery's going to let him have it. Misery's just so on point this game.
Yeah, he has indeed, and that's going to be Envy now. He does invest in, I believe, no, he's not pulled the Demon Edge yet, but he's closing in on having the money for wants to make sure he is going to have buyback available for the next fight as well. And he's just a couple of hundred away from having both buyback and a completed Monkey King bar here on December. We've already seen the amount of damage that Envy can kick out in these team fights. And I've got to be honest, Envy has been playing very sensibly this game. Yep. He's only died 3 times. He's been pushing out the lanes beautifully, and now at this point where he's starting to get pretty much 6-slotted, he's just so scary in these team fights for VG.
I wonder if Jaru saw this MKB now, he might stop buying the button. Sending it to the shop now. It looks like he's going to complete it. And this is going to be instantly counted. MKB already online. Yep. Still like a decent item, gives you some armor, some bit of damage, but it feels desperate enough. He may have even considered going for a rapier if he saw that MKB. Level 3 Dagon for Pylai Dai. Continuing to get more items just to try and burst down the Rubik.
And again, we may see this kind of passivity from both sides. Yep, fairly shortly.
Yeah. And Magnus also with buyback on cooldown. So for Secret, despite Alk not having a buyback, despite being really strong right items, are not going to try and push their luck. Secret with the benefit of having some scouting capabilities with the Fire Rim. This is helping them keep tatted instantly. Vici Gaming in the neighborhood, and it looks like Super will actually find it.
And this is going to be the fight almost certainly. Neither team is going to want to let the other get away with this
one. Have 0 buybacks. No Gyro, no Alchemist buyback. They do it in front of the Remnant.
Okay.
They're saying, come at us, Secret.
And Secret certainly will. We are moving in. He's got an Invis rune as well here, so he could set up something. The potential Shackle Shot coming in here, but Envy blinks himself out.
The
damage here from Weehart. Ice gets deleted. And we'll be able to get the Roshan. So Super's got the Aegis here. Gets the bash onto Pylite Eye. 1-for-1 at the moment here. Back now from Pylite Eye, realizing that they want to go all in on this fight. Weehart blinking himself away. FY looking to try and catch him out of the damage. He gets off the telekinesis, the Ghost Scepter. They'll get the Abyssal Blade down onto Weehart. They get the kill. Wind Ranger's down and out for the count. Concoction will connect onto Puppey here. VG trying to move in for more. And the bash is here, and the MKB procs as well. Puppey, he's got himself a Glimmer Cape, but they don't have the gem at the moment here. Puppey looking for the Jukes. Does he get himself out of it? Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to TP away. Puppey gets himself out. But at the same time, top lane, Envy is looking at the racks here. VG Super's come in. He's got the Chemical Rage. And it is just Envy here on his own at the moment, as Misery backs out as well.
Well, a great fight for Vici Gaming, securing
see
Roshan,
Burning.
but it's not over.
Pylite Eye pinging out onto Burning. They've got an RP, and they'll use it straight away. Gets it off here, and Burning taken down. Big pick off there for Secret. There is buyback available on the Gyrocopter. They want to try and force it here. They don't have Wind Ranger back up for 50 seconds, but that's going to be a good 30-second interval between Weehart being back up and Burning still being out for the count.
Yeah, and with Jakiro Rubik respawn, not sure if Secret going to enforce this buyback. Does feel like a slightly risky play to make. The kill potential with the Alcabyssal Blade is there, and
oh, Envy! Oh, they would have got that off as well. It was the MKB proc there that kind of cancelled Jakiro being able to cast anything. So that was Envy playing with death here at the moment.
these Team Secret 4-staffs have been incredibly crucial in all of these fights and clashes, helping just to kite around.
Oh, Puppey. Forced out by Misery, but Jakiro.
These Team 4-staffs saving lives time and time again. That's the second time in a row Puppey's been helped out.
FY's got a gem here, moves him with the telekinesis. Alchemist coming in, forced forward here, gets the concoction set up. They've got the ice path laid down as well. Misery, he can't get himself in with the blink of the tombstone's been out, and the forcing of the sliding here. There'll be a nightmare onto Super. We'll set up a shackle shot here. Can they burst in the air? Yes, they can. Super's down, and now with the feed script onto Ice, they'll fight Jakiro as well. Super's going to be back here for round 2, with the courier in fact flying over. Super looking for the TP out. They got the damage. Yeah, no! Yeah, he have. He's down. Full team wipers. Envy cleans up from the back, and Vici, they haven't buyback. They haven't got super buyback either as well. Burning will be back up for the defense. They can buy back on Ice. But this is going to be a hard defense from VG. And
they go
this
straight
game,
for Throne.
they just go for it.
They've got Wind Ranger, they've got huge damage output.
Burning, they've got up here as well. They'll use it straight up, and this is massive. If they get Burning here, he does have buyback, I believe, with the amount of God he has. He turns around, it's not enough. He will buy back almost certainly, but they've lost Jakiro. He's the only one who can return to defend the base. Secret all so damn low. I mean, Envy's going to TP himself back out. Pylite Eye nearly dying to the tower. He's fine, and there's the buyback on Burning Gyro.
They're playing it safe, they go for the racks, everybody's so low, they know they just want to make sure they secure a big enough advantage, but Envy returning to the fight, pops a BKB
he wants to go
before
for
he
this.
TPs.
1v1 me, he says, but Burning's damage is pretty substantial. You've got to be careful, Envy. There as well, he has a concoction. Envy will be able to blink himself away. Super pops the BKB to make sure he doesn't stun himself. But they do hold VG here, top lane. They're moving in onto Puppey, and they should be able to find this kill with Burning and FY. They'll get the pick off. And they do hold the base, only losing the melee racks in the mid lane there from VG.
I don't know how. That was... if they just focused, they dived a bit too deep, took a lot of damage. Ember trying to just man fight with the BKB TP in. And possibly not the best for Secret when they went onto the high ground. They could have gotten 2 lanes of racks, I imagine, there if they'd prioritized. And Vici Gaming are going to look to push right back. Buyback status on Ember. Positive, Wind Ranger, also positive.
Yeah,
that's the 2 key heroes. Bounty buys a Dagon 5, could have a buyback, but I think just feeling confident that his positioning is going to kind of keep him away from Vici Gaming. And Vici Gaming, like, you're never thinking, let's go on a Bounty Hunter. You're always looking for the Wind Ranger and the Ember Spirit should a fight break out.
Yeah, and just to know as well, Envy, so what he's been doing, I don't know if you've noticed, that he's got the BKB, but he's leaving it in base. Just picking it up, popping the active, and then getting himself out on the map here to just make sure that he's got these, so essentially 7 slotted at the moment on Envy.
Yeah, I don't really think he can upgrade too many of these items at this stage. The Blink Dagger to him, as far as mobility and split push potential. Secret looking to get aggressive here. 1 pick off, and it's just out not having buyback.
Oh, he's buying Axe. Who's he going to give it to? Who did he give it to? Gave it to, prefer to, oh, who's he giving it? It must be,
Was it?
it yet. It's just coming out.
Anything yet.
Who's he going to get? Who's going to get it? Who's his favorite?
We're searching, we're fishing.
Fly's the chosen one. Fly now with the Aghanims.
Makes him a lot tankier.
Yep.
Not most importantly, but it's a nice thing to get some clutch steals. Not a single RP steal all game long. Don't even think we've seen a Fiend script get stolen just because Puppey's always positioned so far back.
This is the defense that Vici need to pull off. No buybacks at the moment on the side of Vici Gaming. I think Secret realized. Head the MV back up to the top lane to start getting that creep wave pushed in. They want to have all lanes pushed in before looking for the big commitment onto the high ground, just to make sure it doesn't go bad, and even in a position where they don't need to buy back. But Vici's Gaming's push is going to be so strong, they'll almost certainly be able to power straight down a lane here as Secret lose a fight. But Secret do have that backup of backs online.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the second Aidless?
Ooh.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Damage
Yes,
output.
it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, out here. Slide coming through from MV. RP. It will only get burning. He tries to do it back, but the BKBs are out for VG. Looking to chase this one down. Super moving forward, but there's your Fiend script. And now with the shot. F5 moving forward. He's looking for something. Weehaw will lose his lifestyle. 1-for-1 at the moment. Ember coming back into the fight, going forward onto burning, but the damage from the jar is pretty substantial. Telekinesis here onto Ember. Pops the Ghost Scepter here. Tries to wall back out. Ice Path coming out from Ice. Won't catch anyone. F5 healed up. Tries to back himself out. Cheese coming out. Here, burning incredibly low as well. If they lose him, this could be it. 3 down on Vici Gaming, and GG is called. Secret take game 1 of this best. I think that game was everything we hoped it to be.
Absolutely fantastic. Bloody good Dota right here between Secret and Vici Gaming. Everyone on Secret showing up to play here. It's one of those things where it's like, how do you pick an MVP or something like that when everybody played so well? Misery did not let FY get his hands on RP once the entire game. He waited, he was so patient. You had the Bounty Hunter taking out the Rubik time and time again. Ember, Envy, just doing everything he needed, being the biggest pest possible, pushing his hero to the limit. Fantastic.
As you said, fantastic Dota 2. A 61-minute game, but it did not feel long. It felt that we were just constantly getting action from both sides. VG was such a good early to mid-game, but Secret, they kept themselves composed. They were able to pull it back in the late game, and it was just that, it was the game of the buybacks, really. Who had buybacks and who didn't, and Secret just found the better openings at the end of the day. And the series starts off 1-0 to Secret. The rest of the series, I'm sure we can expect more of the same amount of action, so don't go anywhere. Tell your friends, tell your families to tune in, as it's just gonna continue to kick off. But for the time being, we're gonna go over to the panel to see what they have to say about game 1.
Odie God, thank you so much. Back at the panel, of course, with Winter and Merlini. What an opener to our winter bracket final. All these players came to play. Matches, if not the best match of the tournament so far. Winter, what do you think? You got to go all the way back to the beginning. Vici Gaming had great lane dominance in lane, keeping the Ember in check. Did you think that, Secret were going to be stuck of a bit of a rut right there? But they found their way out. I felt like the most optimal item selections that game. Like the BKB for me didn't really do a whole lot for them. Like me and Ben were talking like during the game, they needed some item to actually allow them out, like a Shadow Blade. Blink is not so useful versus Ember, so I think like Shadow Blade could have been a really good choice there for the Alchemist.
Yeah, maybe they were relying on like the blink. MV just kind of had his way around the map and was able to farm out. The big defining point for me was when Roshan didn't spawn, like when Vici checked it, the third one, and then Secret went in, and that was like such a small window. I think Vici were like 10K ahead, and they had good map control, but they just maybe a lapse in judgment. Then after that, the game completely changes.
So with that bit of farm, they were able to just put themselves ahead in the economy game a bit. It looked like Super was still able to kind of hold a bit of questioning, a bit of the way he was able to itemize. He had such a hard time getting in there, like he went with this basher buildup, but him getting into those fights seemed so difficult. Next thing you know, he could Weeha's Wind Ranger was just ridiculous.
I think they needed to actually get the Aghanims on the Rubik way earlier, because that would allow the Rubik to actually stay further behind. He always got early by the Wind Ranger and the Bounty Hunter. If he had the earlier Aghanims, maybe he could position himself way further behind to allow him to actually get all the spell, but he was just always being focused on by the Bounty Hunter.
And they also needed a Lotus Orb to, to dispel the track.
They were on their way to get there.
He had to save the buyback, and then he had to use it, and the Lotus was not going to be there. But I agree, Lotus would have been amazing that game for Vici Gaming. Not the case, though, and I hope that's a taste of what's 3 series. So don't wait too long. We're going to go ahead and cut to a replay session, and then we'll be back for more gaming action here when we get into game number 2 of Vici Gaming soon. Our winner bracket final. We're about to go into game number 2. I am not on the speaker. Music bummer. Hi. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 1. Whoops. Hi. All right. We're getting ready to get back into our winner bracket final in the game 2 action. It's Vici Gaming going against Secret. I'm here with Winter. Hi, Winter.
What's up?
And, all right, we do have a draft underway, so what do we say we get into it right now, and we can find out if game number 2 is going to be as hype as game number 1, because, my God, there were so many. Consider the misery denying the Roach Pit, Envy's bait, as well as the, burning Helm of the Dominator deny of the sleep. That was ridiculous. Game 2 is as hype as game 1?
Yeah, sure. I want to see a game 3.
Why do I feel like I'm doing an interview right now? Let's go ahead and get into the draft so we can see some picks and some bands here. All right, let me go ahead and turn this on. Here, get that away from me. Let's go. I'm ready. First band from Vici Gaming is going to be Slardar, and on the team Secret, they Undying here, so still respect towards Misery Slardar. But I got to say, Misery played a pretty damn good Magnus that last game. Very reserved with the RP, known as being one of the best, if not the best, Rubiks in the game, and he could not seem to get a hold of that pesky RP.
Patience, my.
What do you think, guys? Coming out of the gate here, top priority grab-ups right now at Vici Gaming. Do they risk letting the Doom go to...
They might have a plan and let Doom through, counter it with a Wisp +1 maybe? I don't know.
It's not really
it's
like
hard.
the Doom is so powerful. It's not all about the Doom nowadays. Like, you lose your early game towards the Doom. Like, it's the Scorch Earth that's so powerful right now.
Teams shut out a Doom pretty effectively. But teams tend to do like 2-1-2, and I think that Doom's really good.
Well, I hope
That
you
sort of
liked
strat.
Envy's Ember play in game 1, because...
So what counters have we seen to Ember? We've seen Night Stalker, I think, work actually very effectively, whereas some we've seen a lot of aggressive pressure. Maybe they can combine to shut down the Ember Spirit. Again, last game we felt like if Alchemist went to Shadow Blade or something else, they might have been able to lock him down a little bit better. Even like Blink Abyssal, I think would...
BKB was really bad choice the last game. He needed something to actually catch out the Ember, so... Was not the most optimal choice. It didn't even help him so RP, he just basically died anyway.
Even Global Silence is somewhat seen as a counter to Ember Spirit, but...
Global, like Silencer... They just needed more catch for the Ember the last game.
What about the mindset right now for Vici Gaming? Those are losses to go through. You work your ass off into a very long game. It's very back and forth. Some of the highest caliber Dota we've seen, and they end up with a loss right now.
Like, they were in control of the whole game, and it's like they didn't even make any significant mistakes in terms of tactical-wise, team movement, some small item adjustments maybe. When you go off a loss like that, you have to understand that maybe some of your items are not the most optimal, but it's very tough because they were ahead the whole, just lose like that.
Do you like the 1-2 punch from Vici Gaming?
I think it still inspires a lot of confidence and instills like, good mentality going into the second. Still very, very solid. Their early game was very solid, and they still played pretty well for the first 30 minutes of the game. It's just, need that extra 10% towards the late game.
The draft. Darkseer, Spirit Breaker, dynamic duo in itself, but Secret are like, we're just going to run it back. I mean, it worked last time. Let's just do it now. Vici Gaming have got to be a little bit quirked about this, realizing that they're probably going to have to be tested once more.
Pressure to Ember with the Darkseer, or are they going to maybe aggro try, anything like that?
I think they might actually just do the same thing, like dual lane with Darkseer and Spirit Breaker. I think you can at the start of the game. You need to pressure him. You can't just let Emmy go into the free farm tempo and he gets level 7, level 8 for without pressure, and he wins his team the other lanes as well.
Well, if history repeats itself, the third pick from Secret would be a Bane in that case. So I'm curious if Vici are get rid of it, but we'll see where they go.
I mean, the Bane wasn't like the biggest problem the last game. I don't really feel like the Bane post I don't think
it could have been easily substituted.
Yeah. Or they could have had a Dazzle or something else. They would have still won that game.
I'm just curious if you're Vici and you're like, well, they're already warmed up with that 5-man draft. I don't want to give them same comfort picks. But I agree, it's just
maybe just the Magnus. I think they picked the Magnus just for the Empower, and it worked out very well. It just sped up the Ember's farm so much. We saw Envy stealing the Ancient stacks a lot, like hiding in the trees with Empower.
Yeah. Dazzle from Vici, and the response from Secret, getting rid of the Winter Wyvern. And
10 seconds remaining.
going to put more emphasis in the laning. Alchemist, I don't know if it's something Vici Gaming want to go for again, or something that Secret are happy to kind of.
If you're looking to pressure, maybe not Alchemist, or maybe something like a Dragon Knight with the Iron Shell.
They fear they'll rid of that one.
Well, the Jug would be really important to their lineup because they can actually end the game early. I think they lack sustain in a lot of their pushes. It was only Alchemist that came out after you like initiate a fight, you kill a couple people, they buy back, you're still at full health with the healing ward. So that's, you know, kind of their weak spot in their last game. They weren't actually able to convert the T3
5
max.
seconds remaining.
And it's not often you get to say that, they had Jakiro and Undying. You
Yeah.
should be able to
You should
actually
be
take
able
down
to.
the objectives very well.
Reserve time.
Use this Darkseer potential and build on a tremendous amount of team fight like we've seen from the past. That's when Super would typically get like a Shadow Fiend or a Gyrocopter.
They actually didn't have like AoE control last fight. They had a lot of great single target with Concoction and like a Yule's drop into
Ice
Ice Path. But like, just Shackle would just be way better than any of the control that Vici had last game. So Darkseer kind of eliminates that.
Queen of Pain, gonna be picked up here. Typically their Queen of Pain player though, right? As of recent, I don't see Super playing it a whole lot.
I mean, he can play it if he wants to, but if they want to play a much more fast-paced game, they can go for the safe lane Queen like you suggested on Burning, and go for a Dragon Knight so they can actually pick plus push towers. They get a pick and they put, and they definitely have the heroes that have the
10 seconds
fast-paced early
remaining.
game like with the Darkseer and Spirit Breaker to allow them to actually get that sort of game that they want to. Same picks.
Just a run back. I wonder if there's any sort of like mental game a part of that. Just kind of like confidently picking the same exact one. Vici Gaming are like, I don't know how I feel about this. They're just, I guess that means next would be the Bounty Hunter, right? Lion is Vici here. Lots of lockdown. This will help it with the Emperor quite a bit.
And Wind Ranger.
And Wind Ranger, yep.
Weak though.
Yeah, but they need the lockdown, like you guys mentioned, against Ember and Wind Ranger. And if you talk about Disruptor, Disruptor is like not so reliable and so a very long cooldown. Like Glimpse is quite a long cooldown. Lion has 2 disable, so probably much better at dealing with the Ember and the
10
Wind Ranger.
seconds remaining.
Also much better against BKB. If you're not
Oh, mana burn.
quickly.
Nice
It's
change
gonna
of pace
hurt.
here.
It is gonna hurt the Queen and the Lion here.
And Darkseer.
Yeah, and the Carapace as well. All their heroes. I guess it's gonna be an off-lane Nyx for them. It should be Misery's hero.
10
Yeah,
seconds
Misery last
remaining.
played this here. E-Home, they did win that matchup.
5 seconds remaining.
So he is well versed on it. That was another game where Envy did play Ember, and another game where Weehaw did play. On top of that, they did have the puppy AA at the time, but this is just kind of something in Secret's Rolodex. Happy to pull it out again.
Yeah, I think A is a really good like of synergizing well with the Nyx because you want to be roaming around and you have that global presence from the Ice Blast. So it's going to allow the Nyx to be very aggressive and you put a lot of pressure on the opponent. Surprised to see the bounty pick though.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like they were going to go back for
I
the bounty.
don't think they would.
That's
The
just maybe
Nyx-
part of that mental game there almost.
Nyx like gets information and you know is just that super annoying guy that is always on the opposite side of the map. They definitely wouldn't have gone for both Bounty Hunter and Nyx.
For Shadow Fiend here, so what's left for Super? Does he go down the road of something more like a lane dominator, your Razor, your Viper?
Actually, Nyx is going to want to speed up and they're going to force you to speed up and try to get pickoffs. With Dragon Knight, you can actually maybe
10
group up a
seconds
little bit more and
remaining.
try to push down towers. So Nyx to try and get a lot of
5
pickoffs in
seconds
the game.
remaining.
Yeah, with Vici's lineup, you want to stay together, and Secret's kind of not going to let you do that. But with Dragon Knight, you can just come back and fight.
Can't help but feel like there's confidence
5
emitting out from the booth of Secret here with this draft right now. There it is. Nicely done, winner. Dragon Knight. Going to be the final grab here, Sir Davion. Going to round out the Vici Gaming lineup.
So Secret probably wants support that you want to be able to clear out the lanes because right now they have Power Shot. The last game they had Power Shot and Shockwave. So
And
Nyx,
Ember Cleave.
yeah, and Embercleave. Nyx Assassin doesn't really too effectively. So you want another hero that is able to actually push out the waves.
10 seconds remaining.
I think AA actually fits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
better.
against that DK's pesky regen.
It's good synergy with the Nyx, like I mentioned. So it
Reserve time.
could be a really good option here. The only down will be tough because Darkseer plus Spirit Breaker might just be the heroes that you know allow you put A in a very bad spot in the laning phase if you can repeatedly kill a support hero like A. That's the only worrisome part about the A here.
I think Bane Ember AA is already strong enough, though. I don't really think they have to worry.
Do you like Rubik? You have deep push, you have good spells to steal this game.
Well, if you need wave clear, there's always a coddle, am I right? 0 and 13 this patch. I'm depressed.
I think Rubik's way weaker, though, than that lane. I think he might be a liability. in
There
that
he is.
defensive
Secret got to feel pretty damn good about their 5-man spread here. Doesn't seem too far-fetched from something they're used
and
to.
there's something that we didn't really talk about A as well. It's very base because Slide and Chilling Touch works together. So there's a lot of synergy with the Ember and the A as well. So overall, it's just a very solid lineup from Secret here. To be the team that makes they need to make a lot of moves in the early game with the Dragon Knight. They need to take towers, they need to make ganks happen with the SB and the Iron Shell and the Darkseer.
Damn Spirits farm as well. It's a tough early game for Vici.
Yeah, I can't help but think about the psychological side of this game. We're used to seeing Vici Gaming coming up to this confident. They get that F-White Bat Rider and a greedy Doom, and now it's like, I feel like they're in try-hard mode now, trying to scrap together what they can to really make it. For winner of this moves on into the grand final. We even get 2 days off to relax and rest and prepare. It's a big deal right now, so let's go ahead and do it. We're going to hop into game number 2 now of your winner bracket final. It is Team Secret going against Vici Gaming. Let's throw it over to our casters right now. It is Gods and OD. Gentlemen, go for it right now.
Thank you very much, Colgan. Indeed, Secret versus VG. Game 1 was absolutely insane, Gods. And Game 2, looking at the drafts, do you think we've got the potential for another close one?
I think it's going to be a close one. I ever so slightly prefer Vici game. I'm always biased when I see a Dragon Knight draft, though. I love the tempo this hero creates. He's so good at putting a lot of pressure on early, and when you've got heroes like Darkseer and Spiritbreaker, it just feels like Vici's lineups have 5 heroes that will all come online and be really powerful before Secret's ready to really clash. Similar story to last game, though, and Secret were just so good at holding on and buying time.
And talking about put the pressure on early, Secret with an incredibly deep smoke here, looking for FY. They're going to find him in the tree line. Puppey leaning forward here. The Chilling Touch comes out. There'll be a charge across. Can they kill the line here? One more right click from Puppey should do it. He's going to set it up with a nightmare, but no, can't quite finish it now. And now Quap jumps in. They'll have to stop for Nix, and they'll get the sleight of fist. The first kill, the second kill. 2 kills for Secret off the back of that smoke. And nothing that VG can do in return. Beautiful play there from Secret before the clock even goes here. It's still 15 seconds before this game begins.
That was some crazy ballsy stuff. And I guess just kind of reading Vici Gaming's movement, knowing that they often TP a support to the safe lane to get down the early ward, and they capitalize off of it. That's a huge start for them. The first blood went the way of the Ember, who's now going to have a much easier time. Looks like he'll be headed towards the off lane, in fact, though. So mixing up their lanes here, giving Misery what looks like a very safe, easy lane to farm in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in terms of lanes from Vici, what are they doing in response? Is it going to be the classic Darkseer on the off lane? Jungle Darkseer. Okay, and they're going to send Fenrir down here on the off lane on his own, on the Spiritbreaker.
I think initially they were expecting Secret to just try and secure their safe lane with a tri lane, which is where Darkseer's like, well, I can't get XP against an AA plus Ember, plus Bane. The Chilling Touch with 2 good range zoning supports. He thought he had to jungle, but turns out it's not going to be a tri lane. It's still okay for him to start in the jungle. He can rotate down bottom or help out the safe lane once he hits level 2, level 3. So as far as the lane step goes, Vici Gaming, slightly more greedy setup with the and something they will get away with for now, although they're not pressuring the Ember as they normally do.
I mean, do you think there will be a point where they've obviously seen the lanes that they'll say, Ice on the bottom lane, and then have Spiritbreaker being a little bit more active around the map, so you can kind of punish the fact that MV's farming up here in this top lane?
Yeah, I think after a few levels, mentioned like level 3 being a kind of a key timing, he can come back to the lane with level 2 Iron Shell. Same for Fenrir, he probably wants about level 3 as well, and then he can start rotating around. He can't really win range of mid, unless Weeha gets too greedy going for a room when he's low HP or something, and Super just happens to be chasing him down. It's unlikely Weeha's ever in a position where he can get charged. He can always cancel it as well with the shackle shot. So not really any easy kill opportunities outside of that top safe lane, which may be where he goes if Daryl comes to the bottom lane. Likely we actually may see Ice rotate bottom and Spiritbreaker and Ice go for
just
kills.
On the bottom lane.
Yeah,
try and punish Misery.
Level 1 Carapace is a very short stun duration. So yeah, you can Carapace when they go on you. You're kind of guaranteed a proc against the charge as well as the Iron Shell, but 0.6 second stun is not something to be worried about. And they can the Impale, like kind of circle around him, and it's very likely they can get a kill with the 2 heroes.
Okay, I mean, we talked about the outlanes. The mid lane matchup, so Weeha against Super. You said yourself you're a fan of the DK. Should see Super come out and top a farm, or do you think Weeha's going to be able to play around the DK?
Weeha, I mean, Range 0, Win Ranger, great at laning, great harass, does have the farming edge, but DK's never picked to win his lane at mid.
activity that both teams are going to be able to, with their supports more particular. I mean, do you feel there's a side that we're going to see more kind of global action from in the earlier parts of this game?
As far as the lane stage goes, the action we'll see Dragon Knight in between Bottle Crow will be looking to secure himself runes. So if there is any action, it's going to come with Secret saying, let's stop the DK getting a rune, bringing in like both support to try and kill the DK around like the top rune spot. But more likely, I think DK, if he feels in any danger, he's just going to opt to Bottle Crow. So there's always kind of, being such an important game here in the winner bracket final, I think teams will be playing things more cautiously.
Okay, Envy has reconnected. And
Scientists baffled.
I guess you guys can't see this, but yeah. The reason we had that DC was because Envy accidentally pressed the power button on his computer. We're going to get the show back on the road here. It wouldn't be a secret game without an Envy pause. Well, let's get it back on, gods.
All right, so things gonna settle down here. It will be a dual lane versus dual lane here at the top lane. Lion not really great at fighting into the a lot more harassed than he'd like from the Ancient Apparition.
I mean, this top lane matchups of the Ember farm against the Queen. So, I mean, at the moment, we can see in CS 5 for 2 against 5 for 1. So it's very close. And as you said, well, Pilot Die actually coming up here with Puppey. Maybe looking to try and set something up on FY.
Yeah, and just blocking the pool camp at this stage until they bring another sentry here. They use double sentries to de-ward this. This is something you really have to do against an aggro trialing is have access. Continually pull, you're denying much needed experience and even farm from the secret aggro tri lane. And once you block the pull camp, it now opens up secret support to start roaming.
They're really punishing Envy. Nice sleight of fist dodge there. Does manage to avoid the Shadow Strike coming out for the Quap. And yeah, in the jungle, as you said, looking to punish this Ice Dark Seer.
Yep. And the side of this was picked up for the first blood, but something he would likely have gotten anyways against Shadow Strike. You always want to get this spell against the Queen of Pain in lane, and well, it will also allow him to set up a Searing Chains and kind of close the gap against Queen of Pain should the supports come in looking for a kill.
And they might just find it here if FY comes this way. No, the ping's coming. He's going to keep it safe.
Or was he? No, just hit level 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. FY's got to be so careful how far he comes out. Fairly squishy hero, just under HP on this line, and we've already seen the amount of damage that they can kick out with a Chilling Touch being laid down onto the 3 of them.
Puppey's just playing mind games here. He's pretending to body block the pull camp when in reality it's reward blocking it. So it's almost trying to bait out FY into thinking, it's not actually blocked, I don't need to de-ward it. And then Puppey just kind of swings back, being annoying, continually getting vision as where the line is, how he's moving around the map.
Yeah, and talking about moving around the map, we've seen what we were discussing earlier. So Ice now in the bottom lane, and Femry is going to look for some action elsewhere. He's reaching onto level 4, a fair bit of XP there on the solo lane. We'll see if he's able to find anything in the mid lane. And pop down a ward here, so he knows that Weeheart at the moment hasn't got any backup. He's going to wait until he comes out across the river, but
full HP Wind Ranger with a Dragon
it's going to be hard kill.
Unless you TP in one more hero, that's not a kill. Spirit Breaker and DK cannot do it alone.
And it looks like Femra is probably just going to choose to make his way back up top and see if he can punish this Ember Spirit. He's obviously just level 3, sharing the XP at the moment in lane with Pylite Die. So if they can catch him out numerous times before he gets that level 6 on.
Here we go.
And they're going to go for Pylite Die here. And maybe if Envy sticks around, they can try and find more. We'll see if they can do anything to stop it here. Secret actually backing up at the moment. And they should be able to maybe even get a Nightmare out. In fact, Femry just cancels it here now with the Flame Guard. They'll start to chase it down. Burning is there. It's just fending off each other. And looks like no one's going to have too many casualties here. Everyone's just playing it safe on this top lane. But now that they do know that Femra is, of course, hiding around in the tree line.
Yeah, an important Radiant Ward on that cliff at the top rune scouts out those kind of charges. And that's where, if they don't scout the charge coming, Bane likely stays pushed up in the lane and gets caught out. And there's no kind of saving him from the Ember Spirit's point of view. So very nice early game warding coming out from Secret. Even the ward at the bottom rune, giving a lot of much needed vision.
Envy's going to be the target here. Pylite Die's going to be able to do anything in terms of saving him. Puts the Nightmare onto the line, so the stun isn't going to be there, but the Shadow Strike comes out. Flame Guard looking a fair bit here, and Envy's actually going to be able to ward this one off here. Stun will come out to Pylite Die. He puts the Nightmare onto Femra. Let's see if we can find anything. He's got that Shackle, and he has got the DD as well.
He's got no boots. He can't really chase.
Yeah, unfortunate for Weeheart that he comes up and can't find anything, but he'll be able to farm the lane. Envy will make his way back to base, but yeah, it's a good job that Envy managed to keep himself up, and the 2 points in Flame Guard there, as he only just reached level 4, pretty much saved him there.
Absolutely.
One point in that and you were dead.
Yeah, 2 points in Shadow Strike. Burning could have got another right click off if he felt like he get the kill. So stays alive, but Weeheart in this top lane is not good news.
They find a Shackle onto Burning. Oh yeah, he just blinks out in time.
Oh, bottom lane, Ice. He's now found an Ancient Apparition in his lane. Down he goes.
That's a very nice rotation from Puppey. We saw Misery was struggling a little bit now that the Darkseer come into lane, and finding that's going to put Misery back on a very good track in terms of farm.
Yep.
Having an early dagger on Nyx Assassin is going to be absolutely lethal for the side of VG, and we just know how good Misery is with these kind of heroes, like the Nyx Assassin, like last game with the Magnus, and of course with his kind of signature Slardar. He's going to be able to make so much happen across the map if he gets a good timing on Blink.
Yeah, and just going for this kind of new style build with the double mangoes.
Top lane, they'll have the stun here. They're going to be able to follow through with a Fenrir charge. We are trying to make his way back to the tower, but the Hex now with no win run. Shackle, very nice. He cancels the charge. Fenrir's going to continue to look for it, though. He turns around as to Birdie. Might just find it. Oh, the creeps. Can they do it? Yes! The range take down the Quap, so they do lose the Wind Ranger, but at least they find something in return, and Weehar gets a bit of his money back mid lane. Super moving in with the stun onto Pylite. Die here. This is the stun. Super with the haste room will get the kill, and he will also be able to get himself out. So 2 for 1 across the map. So nicely done by VG, but at least they managed to kill on that top thanks to the creeps there, Secret.
Yeah, that's ultimately the best result that Weehar could have got out of the position he was in, and Super at mid with a really sick impale dodge. Chip down a bit at this tower, and likely we'll see him just continually spam out the ultimate to try and put as much pressure on
bottom
the
lane.
bottom.
Wall's being dropped on EE. Yeah, he's going to have to back himself up. Now with Pylite, Die here. Is going to be in trouble. Surge is now down. I don't think Ice can get himself out of this. Chilling Touch is out. They'll take the kill, and another kill here for the side of Secret on that bottom lane. 5 for 2. Meanwhile, well, Miss goes in mid with Weehar, and they get themselves a kill on the DK as well. So things looking up already for the side of Secret just 7 minutes in.
This is a 3-0 Nyx Assassin already. Not a hero who has these kind of stats because he's often in that solo lane in the off lane, and even a lot of the heroes 1v1 matchups normally aren't too favorable, and I feel like Vici Gaming are being punished right now laning the Darkseer in bottom. Starting off with him in the jungle meant that Misery had too easy of a time in the lane.
Top lane, yeah, Misery. He's going to finish off the Arcanes first here. FY hanging around with Burning. Burning yet to hit that 6 and hasn't got that Sonic Wave. And mid lane, so Weehar's far. So the fact that they got that kill, 42-4 now against the 34 for 5. So he's breaking ahead of this DK, and Super actually looking for some action down bottom. Envy, he has got a Remnant out. Vacuum here, they got the stun as well, and Ember, he will just get the Remnant out. Got the tick damage, still bringing him down 20 a second. Misery's trying to turn it, but here's Fenrir, the charge. Oh, the chains! Slows him down, Remnant's out, he's going to be fine. Misery may not be so, because Super's there with the Dragon Tail. They're looking for the Nyx Assassin. Looks for the Shackle, won't latch, so they'll lose. But Envy managing to get himself out just by the skin of his teeth.
And these Ember Jukes, we saw it last game where he just somehow gets out of these what look like horrendous positions, and we're seeing it again. Some incredible mechanical skills shown by Eternal Envy. And Burning now hitting level 6. This is where Vici Gaming want to use this Sonic Wave as soon as possible. They need to wait for the next Dragon Form most likely, because they don't want to just only get a kill. When you've got a DK line, you've got to start pushing those T1 towers around the 10-minute mark, if not earlier. So expect to see Burning TP rotate to these side lanes once that DK ultimate form comes back up. Maybe even time to go for like an early smoke now as well.
And they were charging onto Weehar there, but he's going to cancel it, Fenrir. In fact, well, we're just charging across so he could get the stack time here on the Ancient. So I think it was a little bit early by the looks of it. And yeah, he's unfortunately not going to get the Ancient stack there. A nice attempt top lane. Misery coming in with the Vendetta. There is a sentry down and an observer, so they know that the Nyx has been bound, and Burning's going to be able to keep himself safe by the tower. And he's also got the backup here still of FY in the line.
Yeah, Misery, I think the Siege Creep hit him once. I'm not sure if that was the case, but
they've got the observer ward there.
Yeah, so he's been spotted.
Yeah, he knows. And Pylite die. Maybe still seeing if they can set something up. If they can get Nightmare out, Misery can move in for the combo.
He's still going for this.
FY,
right
he's got to be careful here. We're going to go for the stun. It's actually going to catch the line out, but Line does get the Hex here. There'll be a charge coming across as well, and maybe Pylite and Misery have overstepped the mark here. Burning moving back in. Still has that Sonic Wave. There it is onto 2. The Nightmare comes out, but it's just a little bit too late. Pylite die will fall. The charge is still coming across, but it's a fair way still for Fenrir to travel.
This is really good for Vici. They've got the DK ultimate form. Doesn't look like they'll dive for the kill, but this opened up the tier 1 tower for the taking. The exact kind of tempo they need. Pick off and then push. The Sonic Wave and then the DK ulti form just working really nicely together. See if Secret have what it takes to defend. If they want to, they need the Wind Ranger up here for the power shot. That's exactly what they'll do.
Yep, we are coming in, and the Shackle beautifully onto the range creep onto Burning. The stuns fall up as well. Now the Remnant 4. Can they get Burning? No! The Blink's out there on 25 HP. The Ramblers force. He's desperately trying to find it, but he's out of mana E. He'll try and chase, but now just look for Super with the flank. And the power shot, though, gets the kill. Weeha gets one, he gets two. Double kill for the man on the Wind Ranger.
That TP shackle, like most players, like a lot of players there on the Wind Ranger would have tried to shackle off of the hero, and that's what Vici Gaming were expecting. They split their heroes, did the good old-fashioned Delta split, so that he couldn't get any two-hero shackle, but Weeha kind of anticipating
Bottom
it,
lane.
gets it off the
Look,
creep.
Ice. He's gotten fairly deep here. Has got the wall out. Misery's going to be there with the stun. More TP's coming through. Puppey with the chilling touch. He'll turn around and take the kill. Ice thought he could get away with diving there onto the lone AA, but it wasn't the case.
There's now a Nether Strike available up top. They're going to go in on this.
They got the charge across here onto Pie. Wee turns around, gets the shackle, will hold back the breaker. They may still lose Pie here as Burning blinks forward. They'll get the kill onto the Bane. There's an Ice Blast flying through. The power shot isn't going to connect either, so they won't be able to burst anyone down. But still 9 for 5. It certainly feels like Secret have the definitive edge of this early game.
Yep. And Vici Gaming now starting to get a few more key spells online. They've got the Lion up to level 6, so you've got the Finger of Death. Sonic Wave coming back up soon, and again, they need to hit this timing. They're going to be slowed down a lot by Ice's lack of farm. You really want to have that mech around 13 to 15 minutes so that you can smoke up, use the DK ultimate, use the Lion Finger, the Queen of Pain, Sonic Wave to secure kills, and not having a mech makes it a lot more difficult to fight into the power shot spam, the Nyx Assassin Impale. It's not a huge amount of AoE damage, but it's enough that you do need a mech.
Oh, mid lane, Super's got to be careful. A shackle, a power shot, and the Ice Blast would do it, and it's going to latch. Super in a lot of trouble. Will turn around, get the stun. They can't quite get him low enough here by the looks of it for the Ice Blast to proc, so it's a good job that Fenrir turns up, and Fenrir will ensure... Oh! Okay! Weeha steps up, gets the power shot in.
What a player.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's one of those things where not often do you see teams like pick up their mid and carry in the first two picks. It's very, normally it's like a support plus core or like an off laner picked up when Tusk is there.
Moving in with a Flame Guard, he'll find Ice. Fenrir is hanging around. He's going to use the Nether Strike here onto Misery. We're going to see if there's any help. Oh, the bashes are coming out as well, but the creeps block Link in here to finish off the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. So they do manage to take down Misery here on this bottom lane. You've got Weeha. Oh, not Weeha. He's moving to find more kills. He's already got 4 kills, 3 assists. Burning's got to be so careful here. Weeha is going to be the easiest shackle shot of his life. Puppey's there as well with the Ice Blast straight onto the quap. They'll get another one almost suddenly. He's still in the tree line here, but he should tick down and they'll find the kill nonetheless. Weeha on a mega kill streak, 13 minutes in. Yep. There's a reason why they picked up the Wind Ranger and the Ember Spirit early in this draft.
No, they want to give Weeha his Wind Ranger just because of how incredible he can be a hero, and we're seeing it here.
Highlight Die, maybe caught out here. They'll have the stun, the finger as well, and Highlight Die, yeah. It's taken down. Again, another pickup for VG. Secret at the moment, just finding the bigger ones. And the fact that, I mean, the Quap, he's 4 deaths at the moment on the plate here. It's not great for Burning. Yeah,
and Super not really having much in the way of item progression as well. It just really feels like Secret have outplayed Vici Gaming in the lane. First it was Misery controlling the tempo. Now that Weeha's got levels and got an edge, he's looking to really press that advantage, roam around when he finds these key runes, and even outside of it, just TPing to defend these towers. Not often do you see a team able to defend 12 minutes in the game against that DK ultimate when you've got the kind of backup that Lion, Darkseer, Spirit Breaker provide. They're just lacking item right now, and Secret
Misery.
Too far ahead.
He's going to call in an Ice Blast probably, and here it comes. Ice Blast, I'll have one, and Puppey says, here you go. They'll find the kill, and that's the combo. Just setting up these global Ice Blasts that pretty much killing most people on the map here with the burst from Misery. There will be a charge and another strike from, and they'll turn it around here. Burning, he has got a Sonic Wave if he needs to, but he won't. Super turns up, and they'll get the return kill onto the Nyx Assassin. So just a 1-for-1 trade there between the solo laners.
And even though we're just early on, it's a 2.5k gold lead for Secret. You can't play the farm game. This draft does not go late game for Vici Gaming. It's a Queen of Pain Dragon Knight as their 2 cores up against an Ember Wind Ranger. You have to turn things around as soon as possible. Smoke has been picked up by Spirit Breaker. They've got Sonic Wave again. Burning going to rush a BKB, so they are really all in on the early game.
I think really the biggest item pickup at the moment to note is the fact that FY has got that blink 15 minutes in. This is a really good timing here for the Lion, and this is exactly what you need against these 2 high mobility cores such as the Ember Spirit and the Wind Ranger. And this is something that Secret have got to be incredibly aware of in these next fights, because if he jumps in, gets the initiation, they've still got a significant amount of burst and team fight on the side of Vici Gaming to get these big kills.
And this is something we're seeing more and more out of Vici, where they just put FY into a fairly greedy role where he'll just take the safe lane farm, Oh, they see all these TPs. This is not going to work. Are they smoking up here? That was like triple TPs.
Yeah.
This is...
Oh, okay, they should be aware.
They did this out of vision, but you see 3 heroes TP top, you know this is coming your way.
Does Envy, though.
He really should.
Envy. Oh, Envy. He did not get the memo. They're straight in. He did not get told about this one. The Nether Strike's there. They're control and they get the kill. It's just... I guess
He did not see the smoke, to be fair
They saw
to him,
the TP, but as you said, 4 heroes TPing top.
Yep.
You'd imagine they're going to look for something. So
I
a
don't know
little
if
bit
he saw
unfortunate
at least
there for
a
Envy.
couple of the TPs, and well, Secret with a DD room picked up.
Okay, making the best of a bad
Yep.
situation here and using the
Absolutely.
fact that they've all TP top to go for Roshan, and that's going to mean that the side of Vici aren't going to be able to do anything about this. They will find a tier 2 trade, but yeah, Secret will be able to get this Aegis, and of course almost certainly giving it to Weehar now, who has got that Ags as well at a very reasonable timing.
And they're going to swoop on towards that mid lane, but it doesn't look like they'll get here in time. Uppy gets low off of this, so see if a counter initiation is possible.
Oh,
There's one.
okay, the wall and the finger drop there onto Pylite Die. They do get the kill. But yeah, Secret get away with this. Weehar, he's going to be fine. And Misery still closing in on that blink. He's got 1,400 at the moment on this Nyx Assassin, so still a little while to go. But as we can see, the fact that Vici, they've got an insane amount of push power with that DK. They take down the tier 2 top. And that's pretty much, as you said, that's got to be the game plan here for Vici because they cannot let this go late against Secret.
Yeah, and despite Roshan being claimed, Vici Gaming have turned around that 2.5k gold lead to bring it back to even. They can't slow down now. This is really where Vici Gaming's lineup was meant to be about 3,000 to 5,000 gold ahead. They were meant to have had the Darkseer mech a couple minutes ago, and he should already be working on like the Arcane Boots to build into the Guardian Greaves, for example, or a Blink Dagger, whatever it may be. Everything's just been a little bit slower. The timing windows have been missed, and Secret now with an Aegis as well. That just means that Weehar can play a lot more aggressive should those tower pushes come and Secret decide they want to try and defend. And I think we will see Secret get to a point where they feel confident enough to fight into the Vici lineup, especially before they have BKBs. Once Super as well as Burning have BKBs on Quap and DK, it gets a lot more difficult.
Misery's going to TP out of this one. There was a charge coming across mid lane. Weehar trying to move in. There'll be a Dragon Tail from Super, but now with the Ice Blast flying through, he's going to connect onto the DK and Weehar. Now he's looking for Fenrir. Has the backup of Pylite Die and Puppy there. Is a Fiend Script available and they may just use it here. They do get it out, but the Nether Strike's there in time. Dragon Breath as well, but there's your Shackle Shot from Weehar. Power Shot as well. Super's got a fair bit of armor here with the 4 points in Dragon's Blood. He will still go down there. That's one, and it looks like Weehar may just find this as well with a and he will. On point, double kill here for this Wind Ranger. Weehar never failing to perform in this game.
Absolutely. 7-1 and 3. Now it's Secret taking towers. Misery with a great rotation to come in and another fantastic shackle shot out of Weehar.
Yeah, that was a big bit of action for Misery to be involved in as well. He's got the XP now, he's level 11, and he does have that gold for the blink, and there we go, straight away now for Misery. So Vici, they've got to be that little bit more scared. And at the moment, it certainly feels like Secret with the momentum, but we've got to remember in game 1, it felt like Vici had the early game momentum, then there was the swing around, but I think as we've said, with this draft, it's going to be a lot harder for Vici to do it this game.
Yeah, very different story. And now, Secret haven't even really reached their key items until just now. They get double blinks, Wind Ranger and Nyx. I guess you could argue, I mean, Wind Ranger had an Ags at an amazing time, so Weehar was ready to fight, but with 2 blinks, they've got incredible initiation, and Vici's game plan right now, as much as they want to kind of sit back, farm their BKBs, I don't wait that long. I think they really need to find pickoffs ASAP, and that's how they've got to find the BKBs, is by slowing Secret down, taking pickoffs. And I think Secret seem to know this, because they're actually headed all towards the top lane, grouped as 5, and that's something where they don't want to get caught out by a kind of a 3 or 4 man smoke gank, and if that comes their way, well, they're ready with superior numbers.
And we can see at the moment, they're going for the burning bait, Vici. They're just keeping Quap in the mid lane. We'll see if anyone falls for it, Secret.
Secret likely just to go for a trade up top.
The tower's going to go, as now Super reveals himself. Ice does have the wall. Burning blinks out here. Shackle shot from Weehar straight onto Super here. Misery goes forward as well with the 5 Carapace. Scripts on Ice. They've already found the kill on Super. There's your vacuum, but there's just no follow-up here as the side of Secret cleaning up. They found 2. They'll get burning as well with this shackle. He's got to blink in a couple of seconds, but it's not going to be soon. Tries to turn around onto Weehar. Weehar's going to be careful with the illusion, but he's got the win run. Weehar will get out. No, FY! Okay, pops the Aegis. Be able to blink out here. I don't think they'll be able to catch out the line. So, no. So 3 for 2 there, but they did get the Aegis as well from Vici. So by no means their worst fight so far. Maybe even one of the better ones here 20 minutes in, as they do at least find something for Secret, but it is just the AA and the Nyx.
Yeah.
They lose their 2 cores and they lose their offlaner.
Solid, but overall favoring for them like a 50-50 team fight, and it wasn't a 50-50 team fight. As you said, the two calls on Vici going down, it buys time for them to go towards the late game where Vici Gaming's heroes are going to be falling off, and well, Vici Gaming, they're being forced to fight before they've got their core items. It's not a mistake that they're fighting pre-BKBs, it's just a necessity. And Secret just taking advantage of that fact.
Oh, there's a charge coming through. I believe the ward will have spotted it here, so they'll know that the initiation stage looking for the nightmare here. Oh yeah, actually the bash back is there. He's not too far away. There's a vacuum. Ice Blast is going to fly in. They've got the nightmare step on, and there's your stun. The Ravage from Misery effectively getting two. FY is going to go down here on the sidelines here as he pops the one charge. It isn't going to be enough. Fenrir will not get out as Weehar's there with the shackle to cancel the TP. 3 pickoffs yet again for Secret. Weehar now godlike on the Wind Ranger, and it just does not stop. Each and every fight, Secret coming out on top.
Yeah. These Nick stuns and just all the counterplays from Secret, the shackles, everything just latching. That time they didn't get the charge cancel. In the past, they've been very consistent with it, but Misery in all these fights seems to be hitting 2 hero impales like time after time. Shackles also catching every single shackle, not always going for 2 heroes, but making sure it latches onto something. So even if it's a 1 hero shackle, he's making sure he doesn't airball it.
And here we go now, Secret on the bottom lane. Let's get a push on. Oh, towards the mid, they have found Misery. They'll get hexed up here. Misery could be in a spot of bother here. They've got the burst damage. They'll take away his mana. He's going to have Vendetta, but the sentry is out. There's the charge free, so they'll get the kill onto Misery there. A little bit out of position, but at the same time, Secret looking to find a trade, and that'll be the tier 2. Darkseer gets the vacuum and the wall to do, but the shackle shot is there. Now Weehar, Pylodyne Puppy will look to disengage. Burning does still have that Sonic Wave. Blinks forward here. The Ice Blast coming back in return, and with the Brain Sap, Burning getting incredibly low.
Power
They're going
shot.
to charge onto Pylodyne. Burning may just tick out here. Is he going to go? I think
close.
he's okay. He's got the BKB to stop the final instances of damage.
That
Smart
is a
stuff.
huge loss, though. Even though he stays alive, that's a 10-second BKB going down.
Dragon Tail onto Ember, looking for the Nether Strike, but the Shackle's there to cancel the cast animation of Fenrir. Focus Fire. They'll find one, and they'll find the Darkseer as well. It's a lovely vacuum, but there's just, once again, no follow-up here for Ice. And they do manage to keep out on top here. Weehar now with 10 kills. It's this Wind Ranger, man.
Absolutely phenomenal. Super
Oh
now.
my goodness, there is a stun, the finger as well, the Sonic Wave. They do get the kill onto Weehar. Ice Blast comes through though, they'll find one. They're gonna lose Puppy as well. This is a good fight for Vici. They may lose Burning, and they do, so they do still get the clear up here from Ember Spirit. So a bit of a costly death there, losing Weehar on the Wind Ranger, but they do still manage to find a lot of kills in return. Envy needs to be careful. There's no more lockdown. Misery will find his turn. They'll just turn. Double kill for Envy. Misery's got his back. He'll TP out. The charge won't be there in time. So a bit of a messy fight there. Unlucky that they lost Wind Ranger, but as I said, in terms of numbers, Secret just coming out on top every time.
And even losing your Wind Ranger, normally you'd say that's a pretty big loss, and they're going to lose
Envy?
more on the side of Vici Gaming. Ice TP'd in. Actually barely survives unless there's another searing chains, and there he is.
Smack. That's not enough. Not enough.
The Blink Dagger. Envy just styling over Vici Gaming. I mean, again, for Secret, it's like they're game out. Yeah, you lose your Wind Ranger, and the gold exchange is pretty even, despite it being like a 4 for 3 or something. But Vici Gaming have no late game still. They're already chewing through KB, down to 9 seconds. The DK only now picks his up, coming very late in the game. And Secret just continuing to pile on items. The Blink, so he's got some good synergy with a Blink Shackle. He can blink in and still have an escape and not have to worry about getting initiated on.
Smoke up, but it was underneath this ward from Vici.
Oh.
So they may not catch
Vici
anything
may
with
look
this.
to set up here. They've got double BKB.
Well, unless
it's now
Super
or
just
never.
still walks into them, and he's very dead. All right, okay. Yeah. Just rub it into him, and they're going to look for more here. FY's going to get taken down as well. Fenrir, he's not getting out. Round of 4, double kill for Envy, and this game, I mean, game 1 was close, but this one, Secret just breaking ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Ice might be in trouble here as well as Misery moving in with a Vendetta. If they get the vision, they should be able to find it, and there we go.
Getting
it's
out
getting
of hand.
painfuler and painfuler for the side of VG. They just can't find anything in return, and another huge swing. 4 kills for the side of Secret, and they're just playing a hell of a lot better than
And
VG this
Vici
game.
Gaming, did they see that smoke? Do you know? You mentioned they did?
It did. It had the Dire Observer here.
Oh,
they saw the smoke.
I guess they were anticipating that Secret were headed towards the Roshan pit or headed through the bottom lane, because Super ran up to the higher ground, almost like looking to set up and counterplay the smoke, but he had no backup.
Yeah, as you said, maybe they felt that, they could just pop the smoke from the high ground, but the speed on Secret was too great. They closed the gap much quicker than VG could.
Pike scattered out here and getting charged at the bottom lane. But he's got back up very nearby.
Yeah, let's see if kill him. Yeah, he's going to fully go for it. The Nightmare, dodge of the charges is very nice. There'll be the Nether Strike, but here's Weeha. He'll take down the cow. And now Envy moves in onto FY. He's going to go down as well. Godlike now on Envy on this Ember Spirit. And this is looking a bit disheartening for the side of Vici Gaming. Secret just playing insanely well this series.
Yeah, it doesn't... I mean, at this point, it looks like a drafting issue because Vici Gaming, you can say, oh, they've got no late game. Their draft isn't working, but to me, very much, it was not a drafting loss for Vici Gaming. It came purely down to execution and great laning and early game play out of Team Secret. The double kill they got at level 1 before the Horn, and from there, they just continued to snowball.
Oh, Envy blinks in and he baits out the BKB here from Super, who pops it immediately. That's going to be the BKB down now on DK for a good few minutes, well, a minute or so, just under a minute.
And again, Secret will just keep falling back, wait out for another Roshan probably. If you're Vici, you've got to just all in on right now. Like, you cannot just sit back, wait for opportunities to come to you. You've got to go to Team Secret.
Yeah, this is the play here. Looking for the smoke. Heading to Roach Pit as it does just spawn, so Secret I'm going to look for it almost certainly with the Wind Ranger. It's just Misery sitting in the pit at the moment, so maybe the one stanky blink straight out. Oh.
So Misery's position there is amazing. This spot here, he's as close as possible to reveal the smoke gank coming down, and he's got a Radiant Ward as well, which can give him some scouting information. So he had 2 wards to protect him around the pit, and he was in the best possible position to scout out the smoke.
Oh, and they find the chains onto Burning. Will force out the BKB. Super. He's got to get himself out of here as well. The Fiend's Grip from Pylite dies, sets up the Ice Blast. Super down. Envy blinks forward with a slight that chains, gets the Darkseer. Misery trying to change, but there's your Remnant Fort. Incredibly aggressive from Envy, but he can afford to be at this point. Beyond Godlike now in this Ember Spirit. Ice trying to get himself out of there. Weeha moving in with the right thing. Yes, he will. Killing spree for the Wind Ranger. Fenrir getting caught out by the stun. He's taken down as well. 4 down on Fiji. None with buyback available. And again, just outplaying the side of Vici this game. And I really like this pickup that Envy picked up, realizing he's ahead, gets the Desolator, because in these fights at this point, and of course, just to offer to the push, the Roche attempts, it's a fantastic item to pick up.
He's not really cleaving that much damage. Well, he's not going to necessarily get like a lot of cleave damage off. It's all about the single target. They're finding heroes isolated. He can bring down the line in like 2 sleight of fists now. Also, with the extra bit of push power that this item can give you as well, this is very much a snowball item coming out from the Ember Spirit, and it just feels like Secret are playing a little mini game between Weeha and Envy. Like, who's going to get the most kills here? It just feels like they're both trying to one-up each other, fight after fight. Right now, Envy has the edge with 14 kills to Weeha's 13, but both of these two carry snowballing.
It's a completed Daedalus now on Weeha.
It's looking very grim. Another failed gank attempt. They went for Envy at the top lane. Vici Gaming couldn't get the Blink Hex off, and then Envy's bottom. It's not like he even just remnants back to the base or really defensively. He remnants to an aggressive position on the map where he applies more pressure, forces Vici Gaming to now defend the bottom lane and waste more and more time.
And just the difference in net worth is coming close to 20,000 in favor of Secret. This is a very different kind of flow to the game that we had in game 1. This game's Secret, just everything out as planned from the start for them.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about a game like this when you've gone for this early game kind of all-in lineup. You've even itemized purely for the early game as well, and you're losing. The comeback potential just isn't really there.
Look for the shackle shot. They don't find it. Doesn't matter. They found one. Maybe they can do it with a vacuum wall. That's huge. Gets 2. And now with the Nether Strike, the bash is on set. Maybe this is the turnaround. If they can kill Weeha here, which they just might be able to, he gets forced away here. Pylite and Puppy still around, but can they save the Wind Ranger? No, the body blocking there for the illusions from Ice Eyes. Double kill for the Darkseer, and that's exactly what Vici need to keep themselves in this game. Massive fight there for the Dire.
That is 6,000 plus gold.
They may just find more as well. Charge onto Puppy. In comes Burning. Puppy's going to go down as well. The TP, the TP, the TP, the TP gets it. He gets it. He's out. Minimizes the casualty for the side of Secret, but that is a huge blow to the side there. As you said, a massive swing.
Still a long, long road for Vici Gaming. They'll build what items they can. That's Darkseer with 3.7k gold. I think he got 2.5k gold just from the team, according to the team fight recap. And suddenly has a huge pot to play around with. Can pick up a Blink plus a Guardian Greaves or something.
Yeah,
And Burning now with an Orchid.
My
Dragonite
goodness.
gets a Shadow Blade. Items, suddenly, this is like the kind of items you hope for to see on.
This is what we like to see. The game kind of, it's not over yet at all. You know,
Not
VG
quite.
just bringing it back, and yeah, as you said,
It's still a very long road.
it is a long road, but
for
they've
Vici
certainly
Gaming.
found the entrance to this road here with that fight.
Yeah.
They're ready to turn. Yeah,
And they're
pulling
swimming
contacts,
upstream.
yeah.
Then this is not the way you're meant to be playing with
No.
their lineup. They're not meant to be behind at this stage. So for them, they're fighting the current, really going to have to dig deep if they want to turn this one around. It's got to come from just that. These huge team fight potential coming out from a Darkseid with a vacuum wall. There's just no other way. Everything's got to land. They've got to use their BKB. They've got to fight around the BKBs. In the past, Secret, when they force out the BKBs, they pull back, and then suddenly Vici Gaming have no way to team fight. So Vici Gaming have to make sure they're fully committed. They've got Secret also fully committed before they pop their BKBs and take a fight. Orchid are great at that, though. If you can silence and keep the Ember there and prevent him from getting out, he hasn't got any defensive items. This could really now start to play into Vici Gaming's hands as they've now got initiation a super with the Shadow Blade on top of that.
Yeah, it's all about the wombo combo here for VG. You know, in terms of the kind of solo pickoff, solo target, Secret kind of has the edge, but as we can see, vacuum wall into an FY and Earth Spike can just turn the fight around every time if they find the jump in. At the moment, both teams keeping themselves opposite sides. Perhaps Secret going to look for the push
They
here.
were hoping for Envy to show himself at bottom. They were kind of hiding in the trees, just pushing with Burning, and
Structures are fortified.
Secret reading Vici's movements pretty well, so just kind of counter-pushing the top lane now. Not a tier 2 tower Vici Gaming care to defend. They're very much prioritizing team fighting and defending their high ground. Not that Secret are going to be 5-man pushing the high ground anytime soon.
I mean, for Secret, what's the game plan? As we've been saying with the draft, they can comfortably take it kind of later, but you feel that they still have some kind of urgency to push and try and break high ground again pretty shortly.
Not at all. I
Not
think
so.
they're going to fall back, play the farming game. It's a good time to pick up a gem, perhaps. They've got good farm coming out on Puppy's AA. They're getting great farm distribution. It's not just a few cores who are kind of gaining items here. Nyx with an Aghanim Scepter can have a huge impact. And I think Envy really needs a defensive item next. That's very much Vici Gaming's kind of opening back into this game, as if they can catch him out using like the Blink Hex, the DK Stun, the Queen of Pain Orca. There's a lot of these items, so like even if you go for like a Manta, you can get caught by a DK Stun, you can get caught by a Lion Hex. You go for a Linken's, they have something, Lion can break it and then instantly impale you afterwards, so it's no real guarantee.
This is really nice from VG. So they show themselves bottom, they TP out of vision, knowing that Secret have been drawn down to the bottom lane, and then they go back in from a smoke from base. And maybe this is it, the wraparound that Secret, they might not expect this. FI moving forward. It looks like it may be Puppy that's going to tank this one, and they'll jump straight in.
Or
Have the
MBK.
charge for as well. Puppy, fairly tanky here, but the shackle shot, maybe they could turn Puppy, taking out Zio, and they'll find the first kill here. BKB's popped by Burning, the walls drop down as well. Finger onto Weehaw. They've got the bashes here, the slide coming out, it's not a Sonic Wave. They'll find Weehaw. Now they're going to look for Misery. Ice Blast flies through, it's not going to connect. The Stone's there. They'll get the Misery Nyx Assassin as well. And that smoke from VG, enabling to them to have another beautiful team fight. And they might even get more. Puppy will force himself away. Pylai Die is going to be able to juke the Earth Spike here, but the Orc is there. They'll get Pylai Die as well. Double kill for Burning. And
Well,
what a play from VG.
All it took was a few more items. The Orchid, the DK Shadow Blade, both of these items actually winning the team fight for Vici Gaming. The Orchid cancelling off the Fiend's Grip out of the Bane. The DK Shadow Blade just waited for the Wind Ranger to arrive to throw out the stuff. Oh, they didn't overcommit on the AA, because initially it looked like a really bad smoke because all they were going to catch was an AA, but Secret decided to fight. Rather than let the AA die and just move on from there, that would have been an okay result for Secret. They committed. DK was there, just didn't stun, didn't even come out of invis to kill the AA, and then took out the Wind Ranger on the rotation.
Envy's going to try and go for is still around here. They'll get the Hex out with the charge in as well. He may be in trouble. Will find the kill. Have they got the lockdown? They're going to need the bashes. Nether strikes up in a couple of seconds, but no, he's going to throw the remnant out. The bash is there, though. They're not going to be able to follow through. His Misery will now turn into the fight. Has got the impale to set it up. They might be able to get Fenrir here. I don't know if he gets out. He's got to charge in 1 second, but no, Misery there with the Vendetta hit. Finds himself the kill, and they may get Super as well. Syrian Chase to set it up, but BKB is going to be popped and Super looking for the run away. Oh, wait, he's got the Shadow Blade. He doesn't have a TP. They don't have detection, though, on these two heroes, so he should be fine here. Rementing forward, though. They're trying to see if they
Ooh,
can catch
almost
Iso
got
but he
Darkseid.
blinks out just in time on the Darkseid.
Dragonite Super still needs to be careful. I think he's going to... Oh, he can't hide in the pit. He's popped out, and they actually saw him. But he's too
I
far
don't know if they
away,
could-
it looks
yeah,
like.
the remnants have already been used here by MV, so they won't be able to close the gap. So.
And now Gem comes out for Secret. I think
Yeah.
this was just picked up, or at least it was just picked up by, passed over to the Knicks. Going to help a lot against that Shadow Blade. And also just Secret's at the stage of the game where while they're not pushing high ground, they want to prevent Vici Gaming's item progression. Secret can farm the map very efficiently and can starve out Vici Gaming if they get some deep aggressive wards up and take away the Vici Gaming vision, which right now there's not a single ward up on the map.
Absolutely. The map control for Secret is paramount at the moment. But at the same time, there is a smoke in stock here for the side of Vici, and that's the kind of plays they need to go for. Those smokes from base where catch Secret off guard, because without those smokes, as we can see with the current warding position, it's going to be very hard for Vici to get a successful jump on Secret outside of their base.
I'm curious to see how long they wait. As much as the continuous smokes are working great for them, I feel like they may want to keep it in reserve until Roche comes back up. They also want to de-ward first, because these deep wards, next being scattered. Darkseer with the gem is in the mid lane. They've got a de-ward right now, because you go for that smoke, if there's deep vision from Secret, they can kind of read when up based on not seeing anyone on the map.
Misery might try and burst. They've got an Ice Blast if he can set it up, but there's a
Ward
lot of
sees
heroes
everything.
here. Ice Blast to go in, they'll get the blink, the to two, now with the shackle shot, but now there might be a turn. They get the super stun out now, BKB though. Oh, the vacuum wall, the Sonic Wave! Secret just getting melted, Weehar's down, they'll find as well. Double kill for Bernie, maybe even make that a triple if he gets Misery, and he will. Triple kill for the Quap. Once again, VG just his team fights around beautifully, and Secret don't know what hit them.
It really doesn't feel like Secret should be team fighting. Even though they had the superior vision, they had the ward by the Secret shop that saw all the action, and they know they can get a good jump. They hit a blink 2-hero impale into a 2-hero shackle shot, but it's not onto the heroes that matter. It's a Darkseer counter initiation with a Queen of Pain follow-up, and Secret, they don't have their defensive items. They've got a Wind Ranger who is kind of gone for the glass cannon build. Ags give you some stats, but you can't fight against the huge burst potential that the Vacuum Sonic Wave gives you. Similar story for the Ember. No defensive item, there's no Manta Style, there's no BKB, no Lincolns, and as a result, trying to team fight, even when you get the good jump, if you're not taking out a Darkseer, you've lost the fight. You've got to either jump the Darkseer or just decide not to take that fight, and Secret suddenly find themselves no longer really leading as much as, well, not leading as much as they once were, that's for sure. And
yeah. They've still got the edge, but as we've seen the last couple of team fights, VG just top, and that's got to be worrying for the side of Secret.
And you do always see the BKBs start to fall off once they reach this 5-second mark, and it is both Dragonite and Queen of Pain down to 5 seconds now.
And Roshan's up. I mean, if VG can take one more fight and take the Roche, I think we might see that graph level off back to 0. If not, swing in favor of the side of Vici.
And the other thing where there was a big swing was the gem being lost. Misery, his gem went over to the Vici Gaming side, just being kept on the courier since they've got both gems. And for Vici Gaming, smoke, they've taken out most of the vision that Secret had up on the map. This suddenly gets really difficult to play from the side of Secret, with vision not in their favor.
Up at the moment, mid Secret. Vici maybe with the wrap around. Femred just getting himself away from the side of Secret, and they'll get the D-ward out here.
Puppy's got to be careful, he's not want to get caught here.
10 seconds till Sonic Wave for burning. Who's going to make the move first? They both know that Roshan's up. This is a very tense moment
no one's
for both
defending
sides.
the creeps at mid lane, so that's kind of a telltale sign of where Vici Gaming are on the map, that they're around the Roshan pit, either in the Radiant jungle, in the pit itself, or around the area. Secret, at best, they can get this tier 3 tower, I feel. I don't think they can actually take a Raxier in exchange for Roshan. Vici Gaming will be ready to TP back, and they'd rather...
Okay, smoking and going. They quick, it's a half health for the moment. Ice positioning himself on the side, so they will still be able to get a vacuum wall potentially. Roshan's falling, they need to go here. And they're moving in with a slide, the chains. FY jumps Misery, BKB's been popped by Burning. The Nightmare will come out, but now the charge and the finger. Misery's taken down. That's one down here out of the fight.
BKBs are gone, though.
Super, moving
This
forward
gets
here with the Shadow
dangerous.
Blade. Trying to set up the shackle that's going to latch onto Burning. Ice Blast as well. FY's there with the stun, now the bash onto Weehar. They'll find the Wind Ranger. Burning will go down, but now they're moving for more. They'll get Puppy. A 3-for-1 trade, maybe even 4. Ice, Biggs 40 will get Nightmared up. Can they chase back? He toggles it off. Oh, he toggled it off with the wall illusion so he can continue to chase with Lion, get those shells out, and he'll find Bane as well with the team. 4-for-1 for Vici.
And Vito in the Roche pit. Oh, he's getting bashed.
Oh, he gets it. He gets it.
Pop
And
the
he's
G.
out. FY.
Is he out?
Oh, he's got the man up for the the stun. He's got the mana for the stun. Force. He gets the stun. The charge as well. Have they got the lockdown? They need the bashes. They need all the bashes. The vacuum. They need another bash. He's going to try and move around, but the Greaves are there. He gets Fi here. Envy trying to man fight. Looking for Ember. The one charges. He gets it. Double kill for Envy. Gets the chase, but the Dragon Tail. They'll kill Envy.
They can't kill him again.
They can't kill him again. They've got to get themselves the hell out of there. There's no more remnants for 8 seconds, but Envy managing to take the Roshan, getting a couple of kills in return. My goodness, this game has... It's just as good as the first one got.
No, I was kind of watching 25 minutes in like, man, I thought we were going to get 3 games. I thought we were going to get a good game too, and it's quickly becoming a stomp. But no, Vici Gaming have turned this around, although that not quite the outcome they were hoping for, considering how that started.
That balanced off that overall. The fact that he gets himself those 2 kills. Envy, oh my goodness.
17-2 and 15. What an insane play from him. Very much Secret, desperately needing this win range of BKB, but they don't want to give Vici Gaming an easy roast, so they come in contesting it before they're kind of ready with their next level of items. Envy, since there's really no item you can get when, like what, lots of stuff to break a Linken's, you can't rely on Manta against a Blink Hex, as well as a DK stun initiation, so he goes for just raw HP, picks up a Skadi, gives himself some good, gives you some agi, gives you some extra armor, gives you a bit of everything as his defensive item here. So I like this pickup from Envy. Makes a lot more sense than some of the other possible options that were like, maybe the one other he could have considered, but this is more like a guarantee.
Vici coming out deep in this bottom lane. Paladai with the Glimmer Cape. They'll charge for it. The charge coming for We Are, but the Shackle Shot. To the Spirit Breaker, they're looking for the vacuum and the wall is there. Well, they'll lose Famray. Does get off the Greaves in time. Super trying to find the return goal onto Paladai. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment. We'll see if they can find anything more here. It's going to be Super just back. So hiding in the tree line, Envy trying to move forward. Misery's there as well, they'll get the change. They'll look to try and find Super, he's got a lot of armor, trying to turn, but Super almost certainly will go down, and he will. 2 kills there for the side of Secret, only losing Paladai, and this is Secret maybe recovering the momentum that they missed, and they lost earlier on in this game. I mean, 2 heroes now down on the side of Vici, and neither of these with buyback. 60 seconds here for Super.
And importantly, we saw it in the last big team fight in that little clash there. The 5-second BKB starting to hurt Vici Gaming. The previous fight, they used them very early on, and Secret managed to kind of like pull back and kite a little bit. They were a bit too committed for them to fully turn the fight around, but this time, like DK there, pops his BKB to go in for the kill and then has no real duration escape.
And this is the time to push. The wall was used, of course, on the bottom lane, so...
There's no Dragon Form and no DK buyback.
This could be a set of racks here for the side of Secret. They'll find the melee. They get the range as well. Oh, in fact, Envy wants to find kills. Moving in. He just gets silenced up there. They've got the stun here. They've got the damage to turn. The fingers there as well. The Sonic Wave. He's ticking low. Envy's going to go down. They killed Envy. They might find more. Exos to We Are, the vacuum there from Ice. He gets on the shells. Blink fall from Burning. There's a BKB on We Are. The turn. This Shackle Shot turns around. Kills the quad. Misery gets the stun on one. He's looking for another strike. And Wind Ranger is out of there. Bash the nether strike with the puppy, keeping him in the base. Ice has got to get himself out. Misery moving forward here with the mana burn. Can he find it? Ice trying to juke it around. There's your chance from Femray. Connects onto 2. They're going to have the TK back up now as well. Yeah, just Super teeping straight into this fight. He wants to go BKB spot and then onto Misery, but the Fiend script from Paladai. The Ice Block for the vacuum onto 4. The Breathe Fire. They lose Super though. Femray is there with the clean up, and it's just Weeho's got to get himself out of here. There'll be a nightmare here. Onto Ice hunting him back. We Are trying to turn. Gets the Shackle off onto the Creed. The Power Shot as well. Ticking low still has the Ice Blast on him. It is the Aghanim's Ice Blast. Debuff the right click from Paladai. Will push him over the threshold in. It's just Ice. He's trying to chase down for more here, but Bane is moving forward.
Well, Bane
Ice has got to be careful here.
On the back, yeah.
If Ice can close this, yeah, Paladai. Oh, all right, okay, just teasing, blinks away. This illusion doing a fair bit to Paladai, but again, I mean, that team fight, oh, jeez.
At the end there, Queen of Pain had a buyback. Burning could have bought back and probably gotten at least the win range and maybe even cleaned up Secret, but it was one of those, like, if my team don't need me, I'd rather not use my buyback. Very much we're at the stage where if you're buying back to get a kill or two, you're not going to reach your late game items that you need on this Queen of Pain. Burning already going for more like a DPS carry-oriented build with the Assault Cuirass pickup, so decides not to buy back. I think ultimately maybe probably the better decision there, even if he could have killed off Weeha. And still, neck and neck. These team fights, absolutely insane. Some of the shackles coming out from Weeha just... I'm speechless.
BKB is now an Ice as well, so he'll have an easier time trying to find these walls. And in fact, not that he's needed to, because every time they've pretty much been on point. Just something else to allow him to stick around in the fight, chase people down, ensure that he can surge out his kind of allies here, save people like Super, or even just allowing Super to get close and personal, to get the lockdown on heroes like Ember. And again, Unfortunately, we are going to have a quick pause here, which seems like a shame to break down the pace of this, but
Man,
hopefully it's not for too long.
it's been non-stop the last like
It has.
15,
We
20
can have a
minutes.
breather.
Neither team has slowed down for a second. Often you reach like the 30, 35-minute stage of the game and someone's going to like, one of the team sides, we're kind of at a stalemate, let's just slow it down, prioritize like getting our farm, getting our next core item. But because of the nature of the Vici gaming lineup having to kind of force fights a bit and not go too much in the late game, and Secret wanting to contest Roche, action just kept on happening.
It really did. I mean, the turnaround did start to happen for Vici. Secret's still showing us with these fights, though, they are still in a strong position. I don't know, it's a lot of this, I feel, is down to Ice on getting those vacuum walls so they can get the multi-man stuns, of course, with the Lion, the follow-through with the Sonic Wave. A lot is down to this Dark Siren, and I don't think that's a bad thing for Vici because so far, Ice, he has been performing and overperforming, in fact, for the side.
Yeah, and outside of that, the BKB usage from both teams has to be like on point. You've got to get maximum use out of them. You want the DK Queen of Pain not to be using them defensively, but as they engage, as a full fight blows out. Similarly, the Wind Ranger needs to not get caught in the AoE wombo combo. If Wind Ranger gets caught in a vacuum into an Impale or a DK stun without getting a BKB off, then Secret are in trouble. So his BKB usage has to be on point.
There we go. So we're back in, and the excuse used by Ice there was just EE stuff. So.
Push the power button accidentally.
Accidentally.
Oopsie daisy.
There we go. You're getting caught out, but we should be good, hopefully, to get ourselves back in. Ice is ready.
Ice, one name closer to his real name as well today.
He's just got the letter I.
Yeah.
He's rocking.
The game one name wasn't working for him, evidently, so he had to mix it up here for game two.
It was a little bit rude. We didn't translate it on stream for reasons, but I'm sure some people out there understood what the symbols meant. And here we go. Ready? Okay, we just have to wait. Okay.
Okay. And taking a look at some of our graphs here, it is 8,000 gold lead for Secret.
Okay.
10,000 experience. Not 45 minutes in, not
It's
massive
not the hugest
by any
of
means.
changes, yeah.
And we are seeing Vici Gaming with a slight team fight advantage as far as if they can land everything, if the execution is there. So Secret, and they can fall back on their farm a bit. Like having an Ag Scepter on an Ancient Apparition in the late game, the 4 staffs on multiple heroes as well is something they are really good at using, but not going to help you if Vici Gaming get the jump with that vacuum wall we talked about from Ice. And getting off these initiation gets easy. He's now even going to BKB as well. That's a fresh pickup for the Darkseer.
We're back into this insane game of an insane series. Vici versus and top lane. Envy's going to blink forward. Remnant straight back out. Now it was Vemria and FY hiding in the sidelines. But yeah, a little bit of a passive point at the moment. No team's really on the edge of looking for kills.
It's only passive because we had the pause.
That's true.
Probably, this was like 30 seconds after a crazy fight. So.
This has been the quiet bit.
We'll see if it stays that way. Roche, about 2.5 minutes away. It may be quiet until Roche, but Vici Gaming, I feel like they can still look to take the fight to Secret. Take advantage of the fact that keeping this Ember alive, keeping the Wind Ranger alive is not easy with how much pick-off potential Vici Gaming have out of Lion as well as Dragon Knight.
Let's see, so Super just leading in with his Shadow Blade. They're not going to find anyone around here. Secret at the moment, just farming up their own jungle. You've got Envy, of course, constantly pressuring the outer lanes and kind of pulling Vici apart as they kind of dart up and down, trying to see if they can catch him out. But Envy, he's going to be playing very safe, and the KDA just shows that he has been so far. 17 kills, 3 assists, 18 assists, 3 deaths. Only died 3 times in this 46-minute game. Envy's performance in Game 1 on the Ember Spirit was pretty impressive, and Game 2 is no exception either.
And Vici Gaming very much itemizing for the now. They pick up a Vlad's on Spirit Breaker. Rather have the aura item than have a buyback on him, and not really a hero that's going to make a whole lot out of having a buyback. For Secret, sticking together as 5. These Vici Gaming heroes have been, I think 4 of them have been missing from the map for the last like minute and a half. They made their kind of adventure to the Radiant Ancients, then they headed back top to protect Ice, who does show himself on the map. So neither team knowing where the other really is right now, and as a result, they're 5-manning, they're grouping up, they just so happen to be on different sides of the map.
Yeah, Super constantly scouting forward here with the Shadow Blade, just seeing if anyone comes out. And I guess it's going to be a question, really. If this continues on these 2 lanes, who is going to be forced to back first?
I think both teams will ultimately end up backing. Vici Gaming are probably the ones who want to get back maybe a little bit earlier. While Roche can't respawn just yet, they want to try and de-ward the area. They know Secret was just on the bottom side of the map, pushing things very deep. And well, for one thing, they've actually let this tower take a bit of unnecessary damage. Not the end of the world for them, but For Vici Gaming, I feel like dewarding the Dire Ancients and Roche area right now is probably going to be their next. They bring back all 5 heroes, push up both mid and bottom, and swoop through that region to get any secret wards taken out. Right now, there's actually not much. It's they're kind of further towards the secret jungle where they are, but yeah, Roche up in the next 3 minutes.
I mean, looking at burning at the Quap, obviously he talks about the fact that he's going more for the physical DPS with the AC. Do you think he's going to continue that and maybe look for something like an MKB? Or could we see him go back for like an Aghanim Scepter so he's got that 40-second uptime for these team fights?
I don't think you go Ags this late in the game. You can go for a refresher though. The BKB is such an important item that having a double BKB is huge. Normally you don't see refresher until it's a BKB plus a sheep stick, for example, or a BKB shivers where you can get 2 shivers or 2 sheeps off. But having a double Sonic Wave, and this is one of those few games where I feel like the BKB is the most important thing for Vici Gaming for burning. You could easily justify a refresher here as his next item, but Sheepstick may be more likely as the pickup before that. We'll have to wait and see. There's other options. If he wants to go carry, he can go MKB. Yeah, there we go. He picks up a Javelin.
Okay.
Great against the
MKB,
Wind Ranger when he wants to fight, and this kind of synergizes with the AC, playing the Quap as more of a late-game hard carry, something which we talked about a bit. Vici isn't really a late-game one. They were very much drafting this to win the game in the first 20 to 30 minutes. It just didn't happen that way. So they're now adapting, itemizing differently, and changing their playstyle up.
And just at the moment, just making the most use of the map as they can, stacking up the Ancients.
They're going
to be
all in
efficient.
on the damage here. It's also an MKB build from Super. He's not even, well, he doesn't need it since they've already got one.
And Roche is now back up. Aegis and Cheese ready for the taking, if either team feels confident enough to go for it.
Yep. And Vici Gaming know they've kind of scouted out the area with their gem. There shouldn't be any vision there to see them. And all of their vision kind of not in the most useful places on the map, because both teams partaking in what looks to be a bit of a Mexican standoff here around the Roche pit.
So it's just getting the top lane pushed back out there with the shells. Bottom lane Secret hanging around, moving in now. Misery with the Vendetta.
Ooh.
Getting the warding out, making sure that there's no vision here from the side of VG. It's aggressively popping down the center everywhere that they can.
They saw it.
Burning.
Did see the burning there, but no catch.
Dire's bottom
Very much more difficult because they have to continually push out these lanes, partially because they lost the melee racks at mid, and partially just because Secret have better like lane push that they can do safely. The Ember just TPs around to lanes, and then they pull back, and as a result, Vici Gaming need to get here
Moving
soon.
in. It's going to be the BKB
Oh, no.
bit early from Super here. And it looks like Secret will be able to get themselves out. Maybe through. Super moving to the left, seeing if he can find EE. And he can. They get the Orchid, they get the Dragon Tail on the left here. And this is the big kill. There's the stun, the vacuum as well. They've killed EE. And now looking for Pilot. F1 moving forward here. We are Misery on the side. There's a buyback from EE. They're going to try and turn it. EE in the middle of the fight here. Will try and remnant it. No, he's just staying around, hitting onto Super. They'll find Bounce Super. They might find Fair as well with this buyback from Eternal Envy. It looks like they'll get Ice in the pit as well. 4-5 down. A full T-White there off the back. They'll get the Roche as well. Absolutely massive play there from Eternal Envy. And Vici only have buyback available on Ice. That we could have gone there for Vici Gaming, and incredibly well played by Secret.
This has just been, I mean, this best of 3 can just be summarized by Eternal Envy baiting. He has buyback there. It's not necessarily the plan from the get-go, or it's definitely not that Envy dies to start things
I
off,
mean,
but
could this be game?
It's an insurance policy. They know if they overcommit to kill him. Yeah,
And
absolutely. There's no
I think they get
buybacks.
it, yeah. Only Darcy has buyback. And he doesn't have wall.
Secret.
This could be it.
Have
Secret,
done it.
and they've done it. Secret is 2-0 against Vici Gaming, but you certainly can't say that Vici Gaming didn't try their darndest this series. An amazing performance from both teams, but at the end of the day, Secret just with the edge.
It's one of those things where Vici Gaming, despite losing and having that awful early game, they impressed us to turn the game around despite their lineup not really doing what it was intended to do. They adapted well. They had insane team fight as well. That was somewhere where they excelled, but Secret individually performing amazingly. Envy, Weeha on point, and overall just the best.